Make up your mind. What? No. It's a black screen. Oh. What? It's a disgusting sight. Oh, crap. I just avoided that thing like a pro. Like a pro. Crap! I'm gonna try and get rid of Shinji here. Yeah, multi-kill. Eat that. Eat that, yo.
Yeah, we'd like catch, like as kids, we'd catch them and like keep them in like a little fish tank with dirt in and feed them bugs and stuff. Do you not do that over there?
No. Go back to the shadow. No, you will not take me. Oh, are you kidding me? I got out of the way. I totally got out of the way. Wait a minute, I did not create a character in Tonberry. I created a character in Kujata. What the? How did that happen? What the hell? Why is there a merchant right in the middle of this fight? Eat that.
Point blank. Revenge.
Oh, revenge. So this already. What's this? Oh. Shit, that wasn't even 30 seconds. That was like 10. Hey. Got an achievement. Total kill 1. What was this for? Let's finish him off. Come on, come on, come on. Finish him off. Finish him off. Gotcha. Now what? What am I looking for? I'm looking for... What the heck was that? Rubber banding at its best. This is probably gonna go into like the highlight reel. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Adrian here. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Black Desert Online Southeast Asia leveling review stream. And speaking of the review, it is well underway. I've had probably 2 script rewrites, just a couple of parts where I had to think long and hard about Black Desert Online Southeast Asia and what it offers, and you guys will just have to wait for the review. Anyway, just want to say hello real quick to everybody watching on Twitch and on YouTube as well. ggmyster, Quingnum, Amos is in here. You got Eagle Gaming. Hey, Eagle Gaming, what up? So welcome, guys. Look, I've had a pretty crappy week. My sleep cycle has been reversed again because of international client work, so I've been sleeping at 9 AM and waking at 5 PM. So for the last 4 days, I've been really trying to change that back to my regular sleep cycles because it's really, really affecting me. And tonight, I nearly missed the stream. I woke up at like 7 something, but I'm awake now. Still on my 2nd cup of coffee, but I'll make it through the stream, promise. So I'm just gonna jump into my main here, my main crafter, and just make sure I got all my workers and everything done. I know there's no in-game audio at the moment. That's probably due to something in-game. And I'll talk about some BDO this week. This is probably going to be the final Black Desert Online leveling stream. And after this, you'll probably see the review, the final new player review next. I won't give you guys a deadline. It could be this weekend, next weekend. It could be the following weekend, because there's a lot of things that I'm currently working on. And last week kind of threw a spanner, into the works, because I did not expect Guild Wars 2 to come out, episode 2 to come out on Wednesday when I played it. So I've got a kind of like a mini review to do for that, and a bunch more. Ooh, what do we got? Jake Van Joker has just subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Jake Van Joker. Love the name. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, a leveling review stream simply means, as a new player, I've never played BDO before. I spend about a month or close to 2 months in this case to play the game as much as I can before I create a review. So that's what this stream is about. We got Nick Squire in chat. Hey, Nick, how you doing, man? Eagle Gaming says, I know how it feels. And Nick says, if it's something interesting, I might join you. See, the thing is, I don't know where or what I'm doing anymore in BDO, hence the title of the stream. Here, let me just turn on the in-game music so it doesn't sound very bland right now. Let me just adjust that here. There we go. So, you know, from last week's stream, I was telling you guys about, oh, I've already started doing a lot of the gear upgrades and stuff, and you know how much I actually need to put work into that so that my wizard, who's like level 53 now, can comfortably go to the Medaya area and start questing in Helm's Post, and then go to Sausans and so on and so forth. A majority of the Southeast Asian player base has kind of already made their way over there. But you know, for me, I find it really hard. I mean, when I'm reviewing something, you know, I kind of don't really put in like 100% effort into the end game sort of grind, and this isn't sort of like an end game grind for BDO. Because it's not. It just keeps going on and on and on, and there's various different soft caps that you can reach, you know, to make your character grow stronger. But for me, you know, the more I try and get my, you know, my gearing up on my wizard, you know, all those black stones and doing the bosses and collecting the scrolls, in the past 5 days or so, there was a severe burnout on my case, and like, oh no, this is, you know, I want to see and do things that, you know, I can probably show off like in the review, you know, and I don't want to be doing the one thing that I know will probably make me stop playing in the short term. But in the long term, you know, I want to be in this game, I want to be a part of it, but I don't want to put all my, you know, eggs in one basket and just go do the grind all the way until the end of the review. And since the review's already underway, I decided to start the review like in week 4 because you know, there wasn't anything else for me to do. My characters, this guy, my warrior's level 49 now. He's almost 50, but he's my main crafter, and I don't enjoy the prospect of having a bunch of my alts go past 50, and then I having to start grinding for, you know, better gear for all of them. That's not something that's fun for me. That's gonna give me a severe burnout, and that's what I'm afraid of, you know. So this week I've just been logging on, doing a couple of different things, and thankfully this thing. Oh, look at all these scrolls that I've got, all these ancient relic shards. This is from one fishing session. So it's from one fishing session, and I do have a Furia fishing rod. This one simply means that I can repair it. So yeah, here, let me just get. Actually, all my workers are pretty fine, and that's the thing too, you know, with BDO. I mean, I don't mean to start the stream off in a very like moany, bitchy, whiny way, but more than, in fact, the MMORPG, this one has made me do things like leave my computer on, you know, for. I think in week number 3, I shut off my computer once, and that was like a Saturday, because it was raining heavily and there's a thunderstorm and everything, and I didn't want, you know, my PC to fry. So that's the only time I turned off my PC, but the entire week I left BDO running on, because, you know, like I said, I'm trying to gear my wizard, and then maybe moving forward gear all my other alts as well in Grunil armor, and begin crafting that. So the materials for that, you know, come from rough black crystals, which are being farmed over there in the abandoned iron mine in Medaya. And the thing is, you know, once you log off, these workers will just finish whatever they're currently working on, and then they won't go again. You have to be online for these things to take place, you know, for the workers to go gather stuff and everything. So your progression is, you know, kind of also tied to how much time you can spend in the game. So you see how BDO kind of hooks you in, right? It gives you this great world with so many things to do, but it expects you to continuously be online to keep your production and keep moving. It's not, I wouldn't call it, you know, draconian or bad or anything. I mean, that's just how the game decided to do it, and that's fine, you know, because a lot of players do enjoy sort of that aspect, but not for me. I've never done that before, you know, leave my PC on all the time. So that was something I had to deal with as well. Let me just feed my pets here. Alright, check it in chat. Amos says, take your time, Adrian. Quality over quantity, yeah? I totally agree, you know. Like for me, I think in one of my patron vlogs, which is not public, it's for patrons, I did say that there was a point in week 3 leading up to week 4 where BDO was kind of, because usually when I go into review games, I'm 100, maybe 90% in a review mode. And then the 10% is me as a player trying to feel the game and see if, is this something that I want to play? And for BDO, what happened was I got to a point where the player side of me just overtook the review side of me, and I was no longer playing because I was making a review. I was playing because I was playing, and I was enjoying the game. And in all the MMOs that I've done, that only happened for games like ESO and Guild Wars 2, and maybe a bit of WoW as well. When I hit a certain point and I'm like, oh yeah, this is great. I'm gonna add this MMO into my rotation from now on, which is already getting so big I barely have time to play anything. So yeah, I agree. I've been taking my time and enjoying the aspects which gave me the most fun. And in this case for me, BDO, like the leveling for me was, I do like experiencing the story, even though people might say there is none. But there's actually tiny scraps of things that happen in the world where, these things happen for a reason. And I think it was you, Amos, who shared with me the lore videos for BDO, and I kind of enjoyed that. Because it shows me that the things that you enjoy in your MMORPGs, be it story, be it the simple like life skills and everything, it's all here. The only factor is, at least in my opinion, this thing, it takes more time to get in. It takes little or no time to get invested. But for you to, how do I word this? It's just time consuming in a way that no other MMORPG, the way it hooks you in. I've never experienced like this kind of pull before. That could be a good thing, that could be a bad thing. It just depends. Oh shit, nobody bought any of the Stid longswords. So here's how I fucked up earlier this week. So I got a new class, and I'll talk about that in a sec. And I wanted to, buy a bunch of longswords to upgrade that. So, being me, really stupid, I was looking at the market price of the sword, and I saw like 12,000 for the sword. Sure, I'll buy like a bunch, so that whenever I go and do my enhancements, they won't cost that much to repair. Problem is, I didn't read the fine print, so like Stid longswords cannot be enhanced. So I bought like 50 of these, and then when I tried to go and enhance them, I found out that you can't. So now I got to a point where I was stuck with all these longswords in my bag, and I was like, shit, what do I do? So I've chucked some back on the market, but no one's buying these because there's so many in the market. So I kind of fucked up pretty badly there. The rest I just sold off to a vendor. That'll never happen again, You learn these things as you play the game. Just checking the Grunil here, see what people are making. Just my daily things. Whenever I log in, I just check the marketplace to see what's up. Managed to snipe a few, well, not the word snipe, but I managed to get a few decent stuff from the auction house as well, in terms of gearing. And yeah, okay, so for tonight's stream, which is possibly going to be the final review stream in a way, it's not going to be a long stream, guys, because I want to go and sleep and work on a bunch of videos for the week ahead. There's so much I'm working on, so it's not going to be a long stream. But in this stream, I'll share a lot of my thoughts leading up to the review. Those of you that are patrons, you guys will get to see the early access, hopefully Thursday, maybe. I'm going to give a rough date there. So, any questions at all about BDO or anything, feel free to leave that in the chat. I'll get to it as upfront as possible about this game. And another thing I wanted to ask everybody that's watching here, in terms of the next MMORPG review after Black Desert Online, somebody messaged me saying, with a very, heartfelt request, that they wanted me to jump into Rift Prime, because Rift Prime has just released, Rift has just released the Prime server, and because it's timely, they wanted me to go in and, as a follow-up to my would you pay to play Rift Prime video. So that, caught me off guard. It's like, should I not? Rift Prime is only going to be around for like a year, and then at the end of 2018, the server's going to, shut down or whatever, and then all the progress they brought over to the live Rift servers or whatever. So I'm contemplating that, but I need you guys' opinion as well. Those of you that are watching live, if you think Rift Prime should be the next review, let me know. And for those of you that are not watching live, or watching this on a VOD or whatever, feel free to let me know in the comments. Okay, my bank. Yeah, I wanted to put all my scrolls in there, but I realized, again, from last week's stream that I am a hoarder, so I'm constantly running out of space, and I may need to do some stuff here. Okay, doesn't matter. Let's go do the thing that I wanted to do. Let us swap over to a new character. So, I'm not sure if you guys seen my army of alts. Yes, I do have one of every class. This is my review character, Havel-wise. He's 53. I probably will try and play him some more once I have gotten him to about 130 DP. Then I'll go back to Medaya. Probably while I'm making the review next week and just see how much I can show you guys. But I wanted to let you guys know that, you know, for Southeast Asia, there's still a bunch of things that I don't think there's a chance for me to show off until like much later down the line if I'm actively playing. Stuff like the Node Wars. Node Wars just got introduced in Southeast Asia. It's a pretty fun thing. There's 3 channels on this server that guilds will fight against other guilds. They'll build fortresses, they'll take over nodes, and at the end of like a 2 to 3 hour period, there's gonna be a winner. You know, guild's gonna be a winner of all the zones and territories and whatever. That looks pretty cool because it's a huge fight, and it's one of the PvP modes in this game. GVG mode, for example. There's Imperial trading, and there's a lot of other systems that, because of, you know, the type of player that I am, very casual, very solo-ish player. That's just how it's always been. That's how I've always approached my MMORPGs. Those things, you know, unfortunately, I may not be able to show in the review, you know, but I'm just letting you guys know that it is out there, and that maybe in the future there could be more type of content given the time, you know, because I said the same thing for like WoW as well. I wanted to show off more of that game, but instead of taking a break and doing that, I jumped straight into BDO. So yeah, there's a lot more parts of the game that for me, you know, I still haven't seen. And the thing is, we're still catching up to the Korean version. We're still catching up to the North American and Europe version, and in those versions of the game, there's much more out there that when it comes to Southeast Asia, I'll be long gone. But as I said, I really want to make BDO in my, you know, an MMO to play in my rotation, because I do enjoy the game. I've dropped money in this game already. So anyway, we've got Energy Alt 1. This is my tamer. And Energy Alt 1, I just named her like that so I know, you know, what she's all about. Anyway, so since it's Energy Alt 1, let's go to Energy Alt 1. I'll show you guys why I created this alt. Energy alts are something, I mean, some people do it, some people don't. Because at the time, you know, when I created her, my energy was like 90 or something. And, you know, I spent a lot of energy doing different things, from gathering or you know, talking to people via the Amity system and conversations. So what I did was I created a couple of energy alts, and then I would use the 1 hour transport to put them in a faraway town and whatever, so that I could start talking to the NPCs there. And there's a reason why you want to do that. Now, for those of you that play BDO, you probably know why, but for the benefit of those who do not play BDO, I'll show you guys what the Amity system is. So this is my tamer, aka Energy Alt 1, which I know down the line, if I really start playing BDO seriously, I'm gonna regret this, because to rename your character, you gotta pay money. So kind of sucks, you know, if you fall in love with the class that you made as an Energy Alt and you find out that the name kind of sucks, but it doesn't matter. I mean, my family name's up there. All right, Amity system, real quick. Let's show off the Amity system. So Amity, basically, you can talk to almost every NPC that you come across, from the storage manager to any of the vendors to the stable keeper, and conversations happen. You know, you open up the conversations panel when you have gained a bunch of knowledge in the world, because, you know, a certain zone, like in Balanos, for example, and Balanos is just one territory where the town of Villi is located in. So in Balanos, there'll be like a range of conversation topics, and topics can come in you know, very forms, like whenever you kill a beast, you'll in Balanos, you'll unlock the Balanos beast knowledge category. And in that category could be anything from weasels to beetles to, you know, just the animals that you can find in Balanos. So that kind of unlocks the knowledge there. And you will need, so for example, people of Eastern Balanos, because I've already talked to them and I've done their quests and whatever, I've kind of unlocked all the, you know, NPC knowledge here. Just a pool of the people that are in Balinus, right? And having these knowledge will be pretty important, because when you want to go and talk to the stable keeper, for example, and you hit the conversation button, this is how you talk to NPCs. I'm not sure how to explain this, but I've kind of figured it out in a way. That thing there, the blue thing, that's the horoscope. That's the horoscope. And ooh, what do we got? American Online has shared with 30 bits. Oh, awesome! Thank you, American Online. Appreciate that. Thank you for the support, and welcome to the Twitch stream. Alright, just checking in chat before I continue here. That kind of derailed me a little bit. ggmyster says, in Black Desert Online, I enjoy gathering, crafting with some mob grinds. Also want to set up my house in Villi. And ggmyster says, yeah, do Rift Prime. Okay, so that's one vote. ggmyster says, I have all classes in Rift, but not on the Prime server. We got Thurston in chat. Hi there, how's it going? Hey, Thurston, going pretty good. I've kind of shared my thoughts earlier in the stream about how things are kind of winding down for me. And, you know, with my main review character, I was kind of feeling the burnout a little bit, because I was pretty much trying my very best to, you know, get the gear score up, you know, get my AP up, get my DP up. And the only way to do that effectively is to, you know, keep picking up boss scrolls, keep doing those, and just try and find a way to get more armor stones. And because I'm kind of making Grunil, which is a really high-end, hard-to-get armor set in terms of the materials, I kind of had to leave my PC on all the time just to make sure that my workers get the mess that I needed. So I got kind of a burnout there, you know, but there's a new event this week that I've, you know, jumped back in, and I'm having fun. But this is probably going to be the last stream, Thurston, and I've also started the review already. Hee. ggmyster says, I've spent about $70 US on Southeast Asia, and about 2,500 Australian dollars on NA. Whoa! Holy cow, man, that's insane. Yeah, I didn't... That's a lot of money to drop on an MMO. I mean, to be fair, but it's different, you know. Like for me, I've been I subscribed to Lotro in early 2011, and I dropped my subscription in Feb 2016, the month I started the channel. So in that time, I've never dropped my subscription once. So I guess, you know, that's considered a lot of money. But yeah, 2.5k Oz. Wow, man, that's some hardcore money, man. Shafiq says, hey, Shafiq, what up, man? Welcome to the stream. American Online says, BDA 30. I read that already. American Online also says, so you are off to Warframe next? Not quite. There's been some talk about Rift Prime, because the Prime servers has just come out for Rift, and it's a time-based kind of server. Same thing like what's that game? Age of Conan. They introduced the Saga of Zath server. Yeah, and that's gonna close in May, and then Rift Prime is gonna close at the end of 2018. And because I put out this Rift Prime video like early February or early January, and a lot of people has been asking me, so have you jumped in yet? So are you jumping in yet? And I'm like, oh, I'm currently reviewing Black Desert Online. Let me finish that and let me weigh my options. But I think there's gonna be a lot of demand for Rift Prime, so we'll see, man. But Warframe is KIV, keep in view. I definitely want to do something with that game. I've had a look at it, and you know, it's pretty interesting. I think it's. I mean, the vanilla game wasn't something I was interested in, but when I checked out the Plains of Eidolon, that expansion, which it completely, for me, kind of blew my mind, because you know, from a very kind of set dimensional FPS game, and then you go and introduce like an open world kind of setting, kind of daring for Warframe to do. So I may give that a shot. Extra Lag, hey Extra Lag, it says hello, playing Lotro and trying to watch the BDO stream. Awesome. Hey, go play Lotro. The stream's gonna be here whenever you're done anyway, because it's always saved to my channel. I'm not worth wasting your time over, so go enjoy some Lotro, man. I'll be here. We got Valken. Hey Valken, he says, you think you're done with BDO after your review? No, definitely not. As I said at the start, for new players, I've gotten enough knowledge about, you know, the Southeast Asian version and what I want to show off and explain about BDO and why new players would either come in here and love it, or come in here, love it for a bit and then hate it, or come in here and hate it completely, you know. So I've already got that script down in my head, and I've already put it on paper as well. But as more things get introduced gradually, which is what exactly is happening on the Southeast Asian server anyway, we're getting content over time. I may just do what I do for all the other MMOs. You see me constantly making videos for Secret World Legends, for ESO. My channel is a hotpot for MMOs and updates and everything, and you know, given the time, I will jump back into all the games that I reviewed. So I'm definitely gonna play BDO. As I said, more than the other games, I've dropped money into this, so I do have that attachment there. You know, I want to have fun in here. Okay, so as I was saying, I think I'm all caught up here. This is the conversation panel. This is how the amity system works, and I've already talked about the different topics. So the people of Balinus topic, I've already gone and talked to everybody in Balinus, the region that I'm currently in, and you can see the wheel down at the bottom right side of the screen. These are all the people that you'll have to pick to fit in that horoscope of this stable keeper. And he has his own attributes, this Lorenzo dude. So his interest level is 31, his favor is 17, and then the interaction result is, you know, after you put in all the different topics, and you're gonna need about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different topics in here. It'll start, you know, hitting each other, and then just to see what sparks and what doesn't, and the result's gonna be here. And then the amity system is, just think of it as, you know, like your reputation with this dude, or your friendliness with this dude. What happens is when you get to like 100 amity, you open up a shop. So some NPCs, once you hit a certain amity score, like 100 for example, that person's shop will start to sell better items or more useful items, or if they're not shopkeepers, some NPCs, you know, when you hit a certain amity, will give you knowledge that maybe you couldn't find anywhere else in the game, because knowledge comes from everywhere. Knowledge can come from killing beasts, from interacting with node managers, or, you know. So there's some knowledge that's kind of hidden away behind the amity system. So if you go out in the world, and when you talk to any NPC in BDO, you'll see their amity meter, and then you can tell, okay, if there's like a shopping cart there, it means that at a certain amity score, he has more stuff in his shop. And for this guy, if you open the shop now, so these items here, the one with the required amity, shows you what you can buy when you hit a certain amity score. So, like, as a new player, you're probably wondering, how do I get all these things for my horse? You know, where do I get the saddle and everything? It's all from this guy's shop, which you gotta talk to him using the amity system for. So the rooster head thing for the horse is 300 amity, so that's pretty high up. If you're a new player, it might sound a little daunting to achieve. And the barding as well, and the barding's pretty cool because it does give your horse the you know, that cloth thing, so it's just, it looks nicer anyway, instead of just seeing your typical horse skin, you know, brown, black, or whatever. I've never gotten a black horse. I think that's pretty rare. All my horses have been either gray or kind of like brown chestnut, like the one behind here. So that's the amity system. Let's go ahead and show you how it works. Now, every time you come back to the screen, take notice of this top box here. This is your objective. This is your current objective. But this one says requirement to gain a minimum favor of 29 from Lorenzo Murray, and maintaining combos and favorable knowledge will help you obtain high favor. So minimum favor, now all these topics, you'll see there is a favor there, and then there's a success chance in terms of, you know, sparking interest. So you generally want to look for something that has a higher percentage of sparking an interest, but also has a high favor as well, and his interest level is in the range of 30-32. So this guy, Alfredo, 94%, you know, chance of sparking an interest, and has about 35 to 39 favor. Sounds like a great deal, because the favor is higher than Lorenzo's. So he goes in first. And then I'll make my way around looking at the different topics here to see which one. Alright, this one's pretty tricky. So Marcella, 100% this guy is interested in it, right? But no interest and very low favor. Favor is way below what his is. So I'm going to skip her entirely and look for more better people. This one's great, 100%, so that's bound to get a success. 69, let's try that. Sanomanzi, why not? 56, yeah, let's try her. And for the last one, we'll probably do, yeah, that. So that's my 6, and then there's a conversation button that you're gonna hit here, and you're gonna watch it go and see whether it's gonna be a success or not. Now, minimum favor of 29 is gonna be very easy to reach. So I'm gonna hit so 1. See, I've already hit the minimum favor. That's how you tell. And so far, it's been a perfect hit. Everybody's happy, and that's how I just gained 44 amity. So my amity has been increased by 44. That's the general basics of this system. It may not be as how I explained, but based on my understanding of having the interest at a higher percentage, plus having the favor, the topic favor, at the same level or higher than this guy, then you're always going to get amity. Now, once you have this amity, you've got two choices. You either keep talking, which means a new objective will come, but that could screw you, because if the objective is hard and you fail that one, you're going to lose this 44. Or you could exit now and spend the energy, but keep the amity. And because I have 164 energy on this toon, and that's why I have energy alts, because these are characters that I don't play, and they just have banks of energy, and whenever they're offline, when I'm not playing them, they gain an energy every half an hour or whatever, so good deal. So I'm going to hit exit, because I hate the RNG whenever it tries to bring up the next objective, so I'm going to hit exit. So, done. I'm at 150 now, so I need like 150 more to open up the 300 score amity shop. So let's go back in again, and watch as the objective changes now. Gain an accumulated favor of 73 or more. So there's a minimum favor and there's an accumulated favor as well. Both are kind of different, and accumulated favor is a bit harder to get. Minimum favor is pretty easy. And if you don't like this objective, you don't have to do it. All you gotta do is hit the escape button, go back to the conversation, and that kind of just resets it. Now this is pretty interesting. This requirement or objective is to fail to spark the interest by one time, which is pretty manageable, because other times I've seen, you know, fail to spark 3 times, fail to spark 6 times, and sometimes it's just not doable, because all the topics here, you know, they're a good mix of what he likes and what he doesn't like. So I need to fail once, so I'm gonna look for something that's way below. So that guy, the first one, earning his 6%, even though the favor is high and the interest is decent. I think it might fail. I don't know if that's how it works. So I'm gonna go with everything that's below 50% with a chance of failure, just to try and get that to fail. So basically, the people that I did not pick the first time around. Alright, so out of these, you know, all I need is for one to fail. But of course, if you want more amity, don't just meet the objective, ace it. So if I fail like 3 or 4 or 5 times, that's gonna, you know, multiply my amity gain. So let's see how many times I fail here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, so that's 4 failures, and well, I did not get the boost. I only got 4 amity in total. That's odd. That's really odd. But yeah, that's basically how it works. And you gotta keep gaming it. Like for this one, I'm not kind of satisfied because it's only 4 amity, right? So I'm gonna keep talking, because I'm not gonna waste my energy right now and exit, because 4 amity is peanuts. So I'm gonna go keep talking, and this is where the RNG come into place. Is it gonna give you a hard objective, or is it gonna be easy? Let's find out. Spark the interest 4 consecutive times. That I can do. I can do that. So 1 again, 88. Let's go back to the high hitting ones. 100. Yep, that one. This guy. This guy. This should be the first 4. Now, if I screw up the first 2, the balance 4 is gonna help me out. But if I screw it up entirely, I don't have a chance. Let's do Eileen, and let's do. All right. So I need 4 times, right? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got it. Well, because the 5th one isn't great, so I'm not gonna get like a bonus amity or whatever. But 28 is still decent, so I'll take that. So that is the conversation system in Black Desert Online. It may sound really stupid, or it may sound like a time-wasting mechanic, or you know, something that you don't want to do. But you know, if you, at least when the server was still new, not a lot of people were doing this. So getting all the horse gear, and the reason why I do this on the Stable Master is because what does all these horse equipment do? Like the saddle gives you 1,000 max stamina, gives you max HP, makes your horse turn better. This one gives you a better brake. This one increases your movement speed, and of course you can enhance these horse gear to make them, you know, +1, +2, +3, whatever, to make the stats better. So when the server was still new, not a lot of people were doing this, and you could hardly get them on the auction house. But now, if you go to the marketplace, you can just buy it. You don't have to do this amity system or whatever. But I prefer, as usual, being self-sufficient and trying to not spend as much money as possible because silver is a commodity here that I want to spend on other types of gear. So that's that. And again, there's plenty of other NPCs in the game that are probably worth checking out, seeing what they have to offer in terms of their store. Now, if I go back to Calpheon, where my warrior is, there's going to be some blacksmiths and weapon NPC vendors that if you hit a certain amity score, you can get some of the best pre-boss gear. Like if you want to get Uria weapons, Uria swords, Uria staffs, but you don't want to pay for them on the marketplace, or you don't want to craft them, that's how you get them. You're gonna need to park an energy alt right by this vendor, and whenever you got free time and energy, just throw that away, and what I would suggest is filling out the entire circle, so whenever you use one, it just goes back down. It just minus, it doesn't take away the entire amity bar. So whenever, for example, if I got it all up here and if I use 300 to buy one item, it's gonna drop down, to whatever, just minus 300. So that's why I recommend filling out the amity bar for like the vendors that you want to get stuff from. So that is the amity system. Pretty interesting. Alright, check it in chat. Sorry if I missed that. We got N4Gage chat. It says, well, you can't really do anything at Plains of Aelon if you're a new player. Warframe, yeah. I just like the idea of how that game kind of changed there, because not a lot of, at least in my opinion, and again, I'm speaking out of my ass here because I'm not an FPS player. I've never played Warframe. I'm just saying that from the outside looking in. I kind of like how, they were one game for so long and then they decided to do something completely different. That's all I'm saying. I have no idea what new players can or cannot do in the Plains of Aelon. ggmyster says, does that mean if they're doing the Rift Prime like the original service, they won't have the adventuring content to auto group and grind for leveling? No idea, man. I honestly, I haven't really kept up with Rift Prime. That's why when some folks were talking about that, I was like, I actually don't know too much about that, so it may be interesting to jump in and see what Prime's all about. We got Revlin says, hey everybody, hey Revlin, sorry if I'm getting to your chat late, welcome to the stream. And we got Amos saying, on average, a new class being released bi-monthly. Yeah, that's insane, and I'll get to that in a sec. And Revlin says, did you get your sleep schedule back to normal? Not yet. See, last night I woke up, Saturday I woke up at 5 p.m. And then I went to do some BDO scrolls with ggmyster. And after that, I knew, oh man, Sunday's coming up, Monday's coming, I really need to get my sleep back on track. So what I did was, we've got a bottle of Grey Goose, no, I forgot the name of the whiskey outside, but I've got some whiskey, got some Coke, just drank, and I tried to make myself go to bed by getting drunk or intoxicated, with having only been awake for less than 10 hours, and it didn't work. This morning I woke up at about 10, I was feeling terrible, and we had to go out to the digital mall at about 3 because my sister wanted her monitor back, and I kind of stole her monitor when her PC died so I could use like a better screen setup. So she took her monitor back, and today I went and bought a new monitor here. And I still haven't slept since that last night crap, so yeah, I'm gonna try and fix that tonight, hopefully. And Krignum says, still haven't played Guild Wars 2 Episode 2 yet. Oh, it's great. It's freaking great. Those of you that saw the import or watched it on Twitch, the story's really good. If you don't want to spoil it, don't watch it. But yeah, I really, it's kind of fun. My only complaint, I'll save that for the review, because I'm working on the Guild Wars 2 Episode 2 review as well. So there's a lot of things I'm working on. Oh, please, want to buy 10 more hours in a day. Alright, moving on in chat, we got Isabel in chat. Hey, Isabel. Isabel says, hi, are you going to stream more from the Guild Wars 2 Living World story? By the way, I enjoy these streams because I've been thinking about joining BDO, and these are super informative. Thank you, Isabel. Appreciate you saying that. I'm just trying to show off what I know as a new player for new players, because as a new player, when I go and watch all those in-depth other stuff, it's really, it's for me, I just jump in and see, I like to consider myself the dummy of all dummies. Like, I'm an empty sponge. I come into a game and let myself get soaked in by all the systems and stuff. So hopefully when I do explain some of these stuff, they can be easy to follow, whatever. As for the Guild Wars 2 streams, I'm actually done with the story. I'm not sure if you saw the final one that I put on Twitch. I'm not sure if I imported that or not, because my week has been crazy with sleep times and work and everything. But I did finish the story. It's on my Twitch channel right now. And again, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's there in terms of the story spoilers. But there is going to be a final, like, a opinion and review video about the episode 2, and I'll talk about the maps and, you know, some of the events and stuff that I've been doing, because, you know, they've got new bounties in the new map and new events, which are kind of fun, actually. I like the one where when the storm hits, everybody on a mount is getting dragged away. It doesn't matter what you're doing, doesn't matter what mount you have, but if you're in one part of the island, when the storm hits, everybody's mounts, if you're mounted, you just start moving away. And to stop that, you need to go and do the map meta event and then kill the big boss, which is freaking awesome. Love that from Guild Wars 2. Their events are getting better and better, and I'll talk about that in a separate video. Alright, now, so that's Energy Alt 1, Teyana, haven't touched her. Kritani, which is my ninja, my Kunoichi, I got her to 46 and then kind of stopped. I've got Energy Alt 2, I've got a witch here that I probably will level at some point. And let me introduce to you guys my latest alt here in Black Desert Online. So remember at the start of the stream I was saying like, oh, I'm feeling this burnout. I don't want to keep grinding for stones. I don't want to keep boss scrolling. I don't want to keep leaving my PC on for my workers to get those rough black crystals so I can continue throwing away Grunil armor, you know. And then Wednesday came, and the Valkyrie class arrived. And I'm like, shit, I have to play this now. Because, you know, when I looked up the Valkyrie class, it's a she, and she's a melee kind of warrior, but she's got range. She has a couple of range attacks that her counterpart, which is my warrior, doesn't have. Now my warrior can pull aggro and can be a proper tank, but the Valkyrie can heal. And I was like, oh shit, that sounds so much like the captain class from Lord of the Rings Online. It is the ideal MMORPG class archetype for me. I love that type of class, being in your face in melee, being able to buff and heal and everything. So I rolled a Valkyrie, and she's now level 44. And you know what's funny? She's got better, almost a better AP. She's got a better gear score than my wizard has, and my wizard's the review character. Because, you know, I wanted to gear this one up. I mean, I'm using a lot of the drops so far, like all the you know, drops you get from grinding at the 50 areas. But then I've also enhanced a bunch of different items here. I got the action shield to 13 and whatever, just to see, you know, how fast I could go. Because from research or whatever, people are saying that the Valkyrie is one of the slowest classes to level and go do grinding with. For me, that doesn't matter anymore. I don't care. I mean, if the class is fun to me to play, then I'm gonna play it. I don't care about speed because I'm mostly solo anyway. So it hasn't really been an issue. Like, I'll probably do some questing here on the Valkyrie and show you guys what it's all about. But Amos was saying that, you know, they kind of release new classes every, I don't know, 2-3 weeks now, 4 weeks, or, you know, bi-monthly or whatever. And that's just when I thought that BDO was starting to get boring in terms of the whole gear grind, and I didn't want to burn myself out. Then they introduced a new class like that. In that regard, you know, because they are catching up to North America. Or Korea, there's a bunch of other classes that are yet to make it in here. So we got the Valkyrie, what's next? We got the Musa, the Meiwa, what else? The Dark Knight, did I get that right? Is it Dark Knight? Dark Knight, and then I can't remember this anymore. Oh, that's like a magic-y thing. I forgot what it was called. But there's a whole lot of classes that are still yet to come in this game. And the one thing I do love what BDO does, so Valkyrie came out midweek, right? So if you go under events, every new class that comes out, there's going to be a level up event for the new class. Now for the Kunoichi, which was the female ninja that came out maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, that had a better event, but there's still an event here. So when you hit level 8, for example, you'll get some goodies. Hit level 18, you get some goodies. 28, you get, you know, stones, which are decent. Hit level 38, and the first 30 users or whatever gets a in-game pet. And then 48, you get all these stuff. So, I mean, I like this. This is great. This is a great way to retain players. These bastards. I mean, I'm saying that casually, but it's pretty smart what they're doing, you know, because guys like me on the cusp of leaving for review, not leaving the game, you know, this is a way to get me back in and get me playing the content again and enjoying the different classes and knowing I know there are more classes to come and there's more events. Unfortunately, this event isn't great in terms of the rewards. The Kunoichi leveling event gave me about 20 more stones each, armor and weapons, I think, because you do get the ninja seals and then you can place them in your inventory to create like a goodie bag or something like that. That was great. No such thing for the Valkyrie, unfortunately. There's also a sweet candy event. I'm not sure. I mean, a lot of the marketing is kind of... I mean, if I was a marketing person, you know, like this is a very girly thing, but from what I've seen so far in BDO, like the player base is almost higher than average all male, you know, but the marketing is very pinky. So there's a bundle that you can buy here. I've not actually done this, but you can get different boosts and stuff. So I do like that whole, when a new class comes out, you've got an event. So there's customize your Valkyrie event. What is this? Use the beauty album to show off your awesome Valkyrie. A unique reward will be awarded to the best Valkyrie. So please create and customize your Valkyrie. Oh, I see. So yeah, you got all these beauty contests. I'm guessing you're gonna get the penguin as a pet. No, you get to use the full dye system for 7 days, and then you've got a bunch of different things as well. So yeah, I do like, you know, that. And for me, one of the favorite things about when a new class comes is that you are able to get an extra character slot for free. So you could spend 1 loyalty point, and every day you play you earn 200 loyalty points. But whenever a new class comes out, you can buy a character slot for 1 loyalty point, which is great. Almost every other MMORPG I know will nickel and dime you there, you know, because they've got so much classes. They want you to spend some money to play their newest class or whatever. Think of Neverwinter, for example. As a new player, you start with only 2, I think, and then the game has so many classes, but you have to buy these classes. BDO almost gives them away for free, you know, with the whole 1 loyalty thing. So I thought that was neat. If they didn't give me the character slot, because you saw my alts, right? I had energy alt 1, energy alt 2. I didn't want to delete them, because when you try and delete an alt, it takes you 24 hours before the alt goes away, kinda. So yeah, if they didn't give me the free character slot, I probably would not have created the Valkyrie, but here I am. I do like that. That's really awesome of BDO to do that. Give me a character slot for free. Essentially free. Okay, I'm all good here. What is my objective? What was I doing? I forgot. This was so this morning. Defeat Golem Spiders. Let me just see where I am. So in about 2 days or whatever of casually playing in between doing Guild Wars 2 at the same time, I've kind of completed most of the Black Spirit quests from the beginning Villi all the way up to like Calpheon. I'm in Calpheon now. And if I add my total playtime together, that's taken me about, and you can check this here, 10 hours. So, total time passed on my Valkyrie, 10 hours to get from the beginning of the game to where I'm at now. But again, I stopped and I do quests because I do want the contribution points and the energy points, which are contribution points mostly, because, you know, in the future, maybe, when, I don't know, Valencia or whatever comes out, I'm gonna need some CP, right? So, I'm just hogging those now, and I think whenever I decide to level up the other alts, I'm still gonna go do quests anyway, because those are a great resource for CPs. So yeah. Alright, check it in chat before I go and knock stuff out. Where did I stop? Sorry guys, catching up with chat. ggmyster says you can buy some paintings and buffs for your house with Amity. That's right, that's true as well. There is a decoration vendor, I think, as early as, yeah, I think it's Villi and Villi. I've not in Heidel. Both of these places have decoration vendors that you can go and talk to, which, you know, you can buy some stuff, and then when you go into your house or whatever, you can click on them for buffs and whatever. I'm just gonna go into this beauty mode here, and then I'll just check in on chat. Alright, check it in chat. Where did I stop here? Ggmyster says also some armors like Grunil and also Nova are bought from Amity a lot cheaper than the marketplace. Again, a very handy tip for new players. New players, especially on Southeast Asia. The best gear sets, I think, for the average player, just before you start getting your boss gears, or if you're about to go get boss gears, you know, the in-between a boss gear is a Liberto weapon or whatever, and then you got the boss gears, right? Just before that, if you want to gear yourself to go and do those boss fights or whatever, a Grunil armor set's probably, I think, you know, a good benchmark for you to have, as I've said in last week's stream. And I'm crafting it because I can, you know, I've already gotten to a point where I'm sufficient enough to craft my own, but it's time consuming. The Amity system is another way to get it. So as Ggmyster says, you can park one of your energy ults or whatever beside this armor vendor guy and then just start going on from there. And for Gage says the Plains of Eidolon, it's not really an open world like BD or other MMOs. It's more like an instance that looks like an open world where only you and your party members can see each other. Well, that's a buzzkill. I was kind of hoping that, you know, the Plains of Eidolon would be a bit more, you know what I mean? So basically, my mouse, because dual monitor, right? Whenever I move my mouse over here to scroll the stream chat, the video camera gets affected too, so I apologize about that. American Online says, but at 50,000 hours, you get a free pet. I may have seen that in the... So if you hit Y, that's going to open up your My Information or whatever. Basic is going to, you know, show you whatever. But if you go into Tasks, tasks are in-game missions or milestone achievements that you can get. One of them being time-based. So if you look under time, play for 30 days, you're going to get stuff. So 50,000, huh? So we have 5,000 hours here. Yeah, Southeast Asia doesn't have 50,000 hours yet, I don't think. Yeah, we got 500 hours, and that's gonna give you, this one lets you reset your skills at level 56 or whatever. Appearance change coupon at 1,000 hours. That's pretty. Expansion slot for 8 slots. That's pretty nice at 3,000 hours. Wow, I mean, that is a long time. 5,000 hours, you do get a value pack for 7 days. Come on, 30 days at least. Some of these rewards for, you know, hitting certain milestones are pretty underwhelming, I gotta say. So at what is that, 10,000 hours, 30 days value pack, a Black Spirit Crystal. This is rare. This is super rare. This Black Spirit Crystal, I have no idea how to get them. I got one so far, and that was from the Black Spirit himself. But beyond that, you know, it's what, 9 million on the auction house. Memory fragments, which are easy to get, and oh, okay, you got maids and whatever. So yeah, we don't have the 50,000 milestone reward, unfortunately. And Envergage's Valkyrie is the true tank of BDO. Oh, good to know. I mean, I'm not in any group or party or whatever, so I don't expect to be doing any tanking. I'm just playing it, you know, for solo. We got Arlim JH says, hi Adrian. Hey, Arlim JH says, yeah, the Valk looks pretty cool. Yeah, I do enjoy her. I mean, at least from what I've been playing in terms of the comment and everything. American Online says, when does Valkyrie come to North America? I think it's already in North America. You guys should have it. I think you guys should already have it, because you guys are way ahead of us in terms of content, so you guys really should already have it. And yeah, Ggmyster says it's been in NA for over a year. Amos says Striker and Mystic. There we go. Yeah, those are the other 2 classes I was missing. So we got the Musa, the Meiwa, the Striker, the Mystic, and the Dark Knight. So I think by August or September, Southeast Asia, in terms of classes, I think we'll be fully caught up. And then we don't know when the Awakening is going to come. And of course, for those that are new here just watching, the Awakening is, you know, at level 56 or whatever, your class kind of changes in terms of getting a new weapon, and some of your combat skills or whatever changes as well with the Awakening. So yeah, I mean, I may be done with the review, but you know, whenever I hit Awakening, or whenever a new feature is out in Southeast Asia, I probably will come back and check it out, because as I said, unlike games that I've reviewed in the past, this one has, you know, just like the other games, I have a pull to come back and do this some more. Okay, what are we doing? We're killing crabs? Let's kill some crabs. So that's my Sword from the Sky range attack, the first one. That is awesome. Short cooldown as well. And then the other range that I have is the shield throw. Here, I'm gonna get rid of my nameplate real quick, because, you know, when you're streaming, it's kind of hard to see stuff. Performance setting, display setting. Oh shit, did they change the interface? Oh, there we go. Show. Always hide my name. So that's how I get rid of that. So, right. The next range is the shield throw. So, watch this. I'm gonna throw my shield. If there's like a group of mobs clustered together, I'll knock them out real good because I do have like an accompanying skill as well. But overall, pretty cool. Sword and board, very small shield, but that's because of the costume. But you know, other than that, really fun to play. I mean, it's also the fact that I have more AP for this zone than I probably should have. So I'm looking forward to bringing this one over to the east and see how I do in those harder zones. Because, you know, with self heals, like when my warrior runs out of the his first resource, which is MP or whatever, you know, when he goes and does the recharge skill, he actually consumes his own health to refill that MP bar. Valkyries don't do that, you know. I can just refill my MP without any penalty costs, and then I do have the heal skill as well. Oh, wrong button. My bad. That's actually the Black Spirit Rage skill. My heal is Shift and E, so that's my heal, and it has a cooldown, about 40 seconds cooldown. I mean, in between you can use a pot or whatever, but the survivability of this class kind of appealing to me, as I said, because in almost every MMO that I play, I always have this type of archetype. So don't know if it's coming. I don't know if the Dark Knight is something like this, but whenever that comes, I'm probably gonna level 1 too. if they keep giving us free character slots, you bet I'm gonna play all these classes, because I think it's no secret now. I think I've said in a bunch of vlogs, different vlogs, that, you know, the combat system is one of my highlights in BDO, because you may have played other Asian MMOs that have combat systems like this. I haven't. So for me, this is truly the first Asian style MMORPG that I've gone this far in, you know, in terms of the amount of hours that I've spent, and how many high level characters that I have and what I've done so far. Oh yeah. Almost, I mean, when you're geared and when you have, you know, once you've learned your skills or whatever, you almost can, because I do have a Kunoichi at like 46, so when I A and B them, oh, hey, speaking of Kunoichi, that's one right there. So I wonder, you know, PvP on this class is going to be a real pain, I suppose, because, you know, melee and everything, and I'm not looking forward if I get PK'd out there in the wild, so, hey. Alright, back to checking in chat here. ggmyster says the Mystic was the latest class in BDO North America. That's interesting. The Mystic almost kind of sounds like a part of the Sorcerer or whatever. And Extralag says, I think Valk was in NAEU from the beginning. He also says, Extralag, IIRC. If I know my acronyms correctly. If I recall correctly, okay, my friend started Valk and me starting with Tamer. American Alliance says Mystic was the last new class release. Or Dark Knight, one of them. What region am I playing on? I'm Southeast Asia, man. I am born and bred in Malaysia. I'm in Kuala Lumpur. I'm coming to you live from Kuala Lumpur. So the only reason why I have not jumped into BDO North America, BDO Europe, because we were region blocked. We were kind of just, you know, ignored by Prolibus and Cacao, you know, for, screw you. You guys are the, in that part of the world, you know. So us alongside, I think it's Middle East and South America, we are the last ones to get this game. But, and, you know, I refuse to do anything funky like getting a VPN or whatever to play in NA, so don't care. Okay, we got one more quest here. Food for the workers. Yeah, I'm not reading all these stuff because I've read this. I've done this entire chain maybe like 4 times now. Warrior, Kunoichi, Wizard, and now on my Valkyrie. And because, well, the combat may be great, but the questing and dialogue and everything is just nasty. I mean, some of it's decent in areas, but it's more of the as if you're a new player, you probably do them once and you'll read everything once just to make sure you soak it in, because it's your first time through. And then trust me, guys, trust me. If you've been watching me for years, the 2 years that I've been on YouTube, you know I read everything, right? When it comes to quest text and dialogue and everything. But with BDO, with regards to BDO, after a certain number of alts, you just don't care anymore. It's like there's no point reading this stuff. I mean, some of them, you know, when there's like a heavy story or a heavy plot point, especially if it's the if it's for the main Black Spirit question or whatever, then yeah, you'll read it, you know, just to, oh yeah, that's cool. But you know, the other side zone story yellow type quests, oh my god, I couldn't be bothered anymore. I just could not be bothered. So yeah, new player advice, read them once, you know, just to get the flavor, understand, you know, the setting and the characters and whatever, and then done. But hey, if you want to read them multiple times, you know, that's totally up to you. Oh yeah, she has the shield mode just like the warrior has, so when you hit Q, you go into a shield guarding stance or whatever, and you can block attacks and whatever. Pretty handy for elite mobs. And then you got a bunch of skills to counter. If you time it right, you know, you get the counter bonus or whatever. And then while you're in guard stance, I'm just gonna call it guard stance, you can just shift forward to like do teleport or whatever. So pretty interesting. I'm still learning this class in and out. I mean, I've only played for like 10 hours and I've just been doing all the basic. You know, because these things die so fast. Oh shit, my shield missed. These things die so fast, you know, I haven't really had the opportunity. But once I go out, like, you know, with the wizard and everything, when I go do the level 50 graduation stuff, and I know the graduation quests are once per account, so there's no way I'm going to get all those black armor stones and black weapon stones again. Oh, I'm getting a flashing warning here. Beware, there is a strong monster in the vicinity. Well, let's go kill it then. What are we waiting for? I mean, I don't think there's a penalty for dying below 50. I could be wrong, because the game is easy to a point where you just don't die before level 50, but after level 50, of course, the game gets really harder. Ooh, did this guy just... How have I not discovered this place before? I have just discovered... Oh, shit. Another good reason to have alts is that you may go and visit a place that you've maybe missed on a different toon or on your main toon. So I just discovered a new place, the Kaplan Quarry, and this is my 4th alt through the story. Awesome, yay! All right, so speak to the node manager. Are you sick? There's some kind of medicine that slows down the petrification, but we only... Oh yeah, what good of a streamer am I if I forget the, you know, the fine details? So the whole thing with the whole Kaplan area is that, you know, Kaplan, there's a quarry here and there's a mine and everything, and apparently there's a sickness going through, so that's why I was kind of fighting all those petrified miners and workers. So they're kind of, think of it as a plague, so they're all affected by this plague, and we come here and we're kind of helping them, you know, get rid, mercy killing, I suppose, getting rid of all the petrified miners and try to find out what the cause of, you know, this disease is. So that's the general story of this area, the Kaplan area. And yeah, all the stuff that I was killing, all those mud rocks and spiders, those are just the usual killing and fetching type quests that you will always, almost anytime, anywhere you go to in the game, you will find that. I do them because it's a chance for me to, you know, have fun with my combat and in class combat, and also, as I said, gain some contribution points. Before I pick this quest up, I'm just going to check in the chat real quick. Shufik says, do you plan to keep playing in the future? Yes, sir, I do. And he also says you can also have 2 Heave, that's the name of the armor set, Heave, and 2 Adrian instead of full Grunil. Yeah, the full Grunil for me is because I can pass it around between my characters. That's the whole idea. I'm trying to knock out many birds with 1 stone, because the thing, for those of you that don't play BDO, is that you can pass gear around using the storage in town, your bank system, right? So for example, let's just, if I open up my Calpheon bank, everything in my Calpheon bank can be taken out by any character on my account, or in my family, as it's known here. So like gear and whatever. So for me, the idea of me, you know, bringing up a full Grunil set is so that I can pass them around based on their class. So if I get a Grunil set for my warrior, I know I can share that with the Valkyrie depending on who's doing what. Because my warrior's more of the crafter, I can drop him, I can leave him in Calpheon and give the set to my Valkyrie to go out and do stuff in the world. Same thing with the wizard, you know, whenever, you know, because I'm probably gonna, in the wizard's Grunil set, I'm gonna stack a bunch of things. Cast time, for example. Casting time crystals means you cast faster. So for the melee classes, you want attack speed crystals, so it just increases your attack speed. So that's the idea of having, you know, a couple of sets with designated crystals for the class that I can move around. Instead of having to go and grind an entire set for one class. To me, that's not fun, and I don't... Because of what I do in real life and what I do for this channel, I just don't have the time to spend at all in one game. I can't do it. Can't do it, folks. I'm not in college anymore. Woohoo. Yeah. We're old, aren't we? Fuck, why did I bring that up? That was kind of depressing. Anyway, we got Cheese Whiz. Hey, Cheese Whiz. Sorry if I'm getting to your message late. Welcome to the stream. Cheese Whiz says, I use my alt for the Night Vendor. Yeah, tell me about this Night Vendor, because we don't have the Night Vendor in Southeast Asia. Yeah, we only have, yeah, actually, we don't have a lot of things in Southeast Asia. I know the Night Vendor is kind of popular because you can get, you know, actually, I don't know. I'm not sure. Is there a way to check if you have it? So far, the newest things that we have here are trade, Imperial trade that just came. And then, of course, we got the... Oh, the hell. What was it? Oh, the Node Wars. That's it. Other... Besides the new classes that they introduced in terms of gameplay, yeah, we don't have Night Manager or anything like that. So what does the Night Manager do again? I know it's pretty popular. ggmyster says in BDO North America, you can have a maximum of 5 pets out at once. What? That's not fair. I would love to have 5 pets out at once. I mean, BDO Southeast Asia, for comparison, we only get 3 pets out at once. 1, 2, 3. But you can, you know, you can have a total of 9 pets in total. Group them up, so like this ones are all group 1, and then you got group 2, and then group 3, and then you just, you know, take them out, whatever. And for Gate says, Heave has more defense than the Grunil. And yeah, I mean, for me, I'm just thinking about the 2 additional crystal slots, and I don't know, we'll see. I mean, I'm just playing by general, you know, advice or, you know, tips that have been passed down from player to player. And like because I've never played this game before, any of the other versions, you know, I don't necessarily know what's best. So now that I've already committed, like I'm halfway into crafting Grunils already, I may as well just stick with it and see what happens from there. ggmyster says, I returned to BDO North America after 1 year and 2 months. The game gave me 100 million silver. Holy crap. Quingnum says, what class is this again? This is the Valkyrie class. Quingnum, this is the... sort of like the colleague of the warrior, I suppose. They're off the same mold, but again, this one has a bit of range and has self heals as well, group heals and buffs as well. Shafik says AP is never a problem if you can kill the mobs at ease. Plus, we can also get AP from access and crystals as well. It's a bunch of different ways to get AP, of course. Cheeseweed says, I think Korea has one class that NA doesn't have yet. Oh man, how do you pronounce that? Yan? Is that an I or is that an L? But okay, cool. So there's one more class coming up. Rico says Vibranium Shield. Unfortunately, actually, you know, yeah, I can think of it. You know, I'm playing like a Captain America toon that I can throw my shield with. Oh, she doesn't throw it when I'm looking at myself. All right, let's pick up all these quests and let's do them. Because this will be the first time I'm doing all these quests, so my volume just went really soft there. Since I've never done this before, I'm just gonna read it out to you so you can judge the quality of the writing. Healer. That's the name of the NPC. See, some videos NPCs in some towns, they've got full names, like earlier on the stable master, Lorenzo Santi, or whatever his name was. And then you just got Healer. I was really surprised when I saw Rock moving on the other side of the bridge. It turned out it was a stone crab, not a rock. Are those crabs also petrified like the miners? Why can't the crabs move even after they've been turned into stones? I think it's a reasonable question, but everyone is laughing at me. Please go check for me. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I've already done like maybe 3 or 4 quests that I've gone and killed crabs. So now this is like my 5th quest of going back to kill some more crabs. Oh, hey, I've actually done this. Alright, so in the event this happens to you, where it auto completes. It simply means that the quest wants you to go and gain knowledge on that mob. That's how the system works. Knowledge is kind of used for a lot of different things. So because I've killed a lot of these crabs in the past, over 4 alts, I already have a knowledge, so that makes, you know, auto-complete. So you're saying only their shells are stone and they don't have the petrification disease? If so, it makes sense that they're moving. Christ. Alright, we're done with her. Let's move on to a better NPC. Alright, what do we got here? Is that a dwarf? I thought like a mini troll. Let's see. What would his voice sound like? Should I just blow up the bridge if they try to cross? Must hold the bridge. It's really tiring to live with bombs next to you. Do you want to swap? Quit adventuring? Yes? What do you say? Ah, don't look at me like that. Can't a man tell a joke? Anyways, do you have time to help this poor dwarf? Okay, that sounded like a dwarf. Good. I can see the number of those monsters increasing every day. Please go kill them and gather knowledge about them. Oh, okay. Hopefully I've got knowledge too, so this is gonna autocomplete. Yeah. Well done. I don't know where they keep coming from, really. And that's it. So these areas are just knowledge type quests. Pretty chancy that I came upon them. Oh, I still need one more. I still need rock spider legs because apparently that's food. Spider legs, rock spider legs, that's these guys. Ooh, those kind of loud there. Let me turn that down. Right, vibranium shield. Oh yeah, love that. Okay, I need legs. Come on, give me your legs. And let's jump down. So I've taken some damage there. So I'm gonna heal myself with Shift E. Phone's kind of vibrating there. Come on, rock spiders. Nada. So it does have that trope, you know, where you only need a few things from the mob to drop, and you're gonna be killing over like 10 or 20 of them just to get that one damn thing. And I'm not alone here. It seems we have a tamer in here. There's one up on the hill. Let's go up on the hill. Is that a spider? No. And how am I telling new players my minimap? Yellow dots means the quest objective things that I need to kill. There's one. Ooh! Oh! Hey! Level 45. Yay. Was not expecting that at all. I was wondering why I kind of froze in place. Alright, that's done. Let's go turn this in. And I'll get more time to check it in chat. Where did I stop? Nick Scryer says, and now you will have your Valkyrie powers stripped away. And Quignum says, Awakening is not on Southeast Asia yet, right? No, it's not yet. I have no idea when they plan to release it. But from what I've been told, they're kind of following the same release schedule that North America has, I think. So we'll see. But N4Gate says, maybe this week or next week? Really? Wow, that's pretty soon for Awakening. And again, Awakening is when your class changes in terms of combat and weapon. And my wizard is 53. He's 3 levels away from being eligible for the Awakening weapon or something like that. So, Queenum says, lol, Black Panther. I want them to release Dark Knight soon. Yeah, I've been pretty interested about the Dark Knight as well. You know, I've been reading up on it. ggmyster says, Kaplan Quarry is a good node for coal, which you can put with iron shards for steel. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I mean, I do need the coal because steel, for example, like I do have a weapon workshop here. Oh gosh. Oh, it's a pain. Calpheon, I love Calpheon. It's huge. You can get almost every craft house in here. But finding things. Oh, there we go. That's my weapon workshop. So steel. Manage crafting. Let's say I want to craft more steel daggers, right? Because that's the #1 wizard side weapon or sub weapon currently available. So where is it? Okay, anyway, most of the crafting materials you'll see require steel, and coal is going to be a requirement for crafting steel, basically, or processing steel. So if you don't want to go out and get them, you can just go back to the node manager, the one that I just discovered, the Kaplan Quarry, whatever, and invest there. And then, you know, you can put your workers in and get them to mine coal and bring it back to Kaplan, which does have its own storage, and that's where the storage is going to be. And yeah, Bob's your uncle. It's turning in. I also got another one. What is this? A villager at the quarry asks you to kill Calphion beetles. Alright, you know what? Why the hell not? Since we're here, let's just go kill beetles. I mean, whatever, dude. I mean, at this stage, because I'm streaming, you know, it's kind of hard to I have to consider the people watching, and you know, when I do this quest, I want to show you guys an accurate representation of what you're actually doing. But trust me, if I wasn't streaming, I guarantee you I'm not even reading. I'm just looking at my objectives, going to these places, killing these things, and moving on at a pace that is really, really fast, faster than this. And also, because I'm checking chat a lot, you know, I'm not really as effective. I'm not saying that streaming it makes me a bad player. I'm just saying streaming, you do things differently. Your pace and everything just slows down. All right, auto run. Back to the chat. ggmyster says only thing passing gear between caster and melee is cast time crystals. In Helm wouldn't be useful as melee wanting speed attack. Yeah, I think I've covered that. Wow, how far am I from behind chat? But yeah, 2 different sets, one for the melee class and one for the caster class. That's my intended goal here. And Cheesewe says it takes 50 energy per use, 10 PM to 7 AM only. Holy cow! Price for items 50 to 300% off market price. You can get boss gear from Night Vendor. Holy shit! Yeah, I want the Night Vendor now. I mean, 50 energy is nothing for me because I'm not close to 200 yet, but I do have energy alts, right? See, that's the whole idea of energy alts. So if I could buy like a Kazarka boss weapon or a Liverdo maxed out from the Night Vendor, that would be super cool. Because I couldn't be half-assed to do those things. Like, I'll be honest, right? This is going to be in the review as well. Boss fights, not the scroll ones. The world boss fights are horrible. Kazarka in Southeast Asia, horrible. Lag. The BDO servers can't handle the stress. I don't think it can handle the stress. Like, the lag and the stuttering, and it's got nothing to do with PC or system requirements. I guarantee you I'm running... Well, I don't mean to brag, but I'm running a decent rig that can handle these things, as you've probably seen in other MMOs that I've played. So, it's just not cool, you know? And the boss fights, like the world bosses, like Kazarka, right? The reward distribution is just so weird. Like, the top 10 DPSers get something, and that's in one reward pool, and then there's like a second reward pool for everybody that tapped the boss. And then there's just like a third pool that's just random. And there's RNG involved in all of them. And I've done about 3 or 4 Kazarkas. And the thing about Kazarka too is that you'll get it at like 8-hour windows, right? So one could be at like 4 in the morning, and then the next one could be like 7 PM. And then there's a couple of days where I just really set my alarm, slept late, and in one case I didn't even sleep at all just to try and make it to Kazarka in time. And I got it, I did it, and got nothing. And that's, some people get 1 hunter seal or whatever, and for me, the fact that I waited up all night for the boss to spawn and getting nothing from the fight just makes it, I'm not interested anymore, you know? I think that at least, if you're gonna have those 3 different world boss reward pool, add a 4th for everybody that participated. Never mind tapping, but participating, you know? Give everybody 1 seal for participating. You know? That's fair. Instead of being RNG, whether you get something or not. I mean, that's just kind of poor. Don't like it. Never done another Kazarka since. Because waiting for those things to pop is just like a pain in the ass. Especially the ones that are late at night. Because, you know, there's not many people on, you know? The ones that pop during the day or after work or whatever, everybody's there. But the ones where you literally stay up at 3 or 4 in the morning and wait for the boss to spawn, I mean, half the server is asleep. This is the Southeast Asian server, for crying out loud, so there's not a lot of people there. You know, it's more effort to kill him. Well, not anymore, because from what I've been hearing, because of the gear score that players today have, Kazarka drops in 2 minutes. 1.5 minutes tops. So, is there even a point anymore? I mean, the players that are way up there in the power creep and gear score, again, these guys are going to be getting the top 10 DPS into that, you know, world boss reward pool or whatever. So if they keep getting the Kazarka weapons, they're just going to hog it. And then it's up to them. They control the market with their Kazarkas or whatever, so, hey. So, Night Vendor. Bring on the Night Vendor. That's my best chance to buy one. Because I'll probably never do another world boss again. Not in its current state. But I am interested to see what other bosses are like as well. ggmyster says, I saw a rock. It turned out to be a rock lobster. We got a Sunadin in chat. Hello, Sunadin. How you doing, man? He says, good evening. Good evening to you. ggmyster says, Uno, the B-52's rock lobster song. No, man. The only song I know from B-52 is Love Shack. And there's a weird story behind that. I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, Love Shack from B-52. That's the only song I know. Rico says, RNG quest drops are borderline cancer. The thing is, Kazarka's, there's no quest for Kazarka. It's just like a random boss thing. Oh, you're talking about the rock lakes. Yeah, I agree. I mean, when MMOs were still new, right? People were okay with the idea of, if I have to kill 10 crabs to get 10 legs as a quest objective, right? People back then were, I think, accustomed to the idea of, that means I gotta kill about 25 to get all of them. So 1 in 3 will drop. And then more modern MMORPGs have come out where they're like, screw this shit. If we say go get 10 legs from 10 mobs, every mob you kill has a leg, right? So it's gonna drop a leg. More modern MMORPGs that do this, you know. I do like that. I appreciate that, because that means I can move the story along faster or whatever. And then, you know, BDO and this is just not BDO in general. I think a lot of games still do this thing where there's an RNG for mob drops. I can tolerate it if it's not too bad, 1 in 3, 1 in 4. But then there are games that are like really, they'll give you the first 9 legs easy. And then that last fucking leg's gonna take about 30 mobs. That's the one I absolutely freaking hate. I can't remember which game that did this, but you know, I work freelance as a news writer for one of the MMO sites out there, and I do like first impression stuff for them too. And I was playing this one game. I can't remember if it was Asian or not, but it had that thing, you know. And this wasn't even out of the tutorial. This was in the tutorial. I had to kill so many freaking, I don't know, bugs or whatever, just to get that one thing to drop. That just killed it for me. That's stupid. Should not happen. Hate it. Oh, where did I get this quest? I got golem spiders too. Shit. Yeah, this is me just lacking sleep and everything. I did not see this one. Defeat golem spiders. I must have killed like 10 already in the last 10 minutes. Oh well. Quingnum says Calphion pathing is weird. Calphion, I mean, I've tried the auto pathing in the city, like, because there's like 2 different areas, right? You got the chapel area, which is basically the church area, and then you've got the main city area too. And whenever I'm on my wagon, the pathing, for whatever reason, takes me through small corridors. Like FFS, I am on a wagon. You don't expect me to go through like small corridors or whatever, but the game's pathing takes me that way. But when I'm on a horse, the game takes a nice long scenic route up to the chapel or whatever. But on a wagon, it seems to give me like shortcuts, which is kind of weird. Okay, objective complete. I'm pretty sure I've done everything now, so no more back and forth. Because I've gone back and forth in this junkyard too many times. And no, I'm not blaming myself about reading chat. I like reading chat. Chat is life. Chat is everything. Back to chat. Rico says, Star Wars The Old Republic is a performance black hole. Man, it's been so long since I've done anything in SWTOR, either PvP or group content, so I may just update it and give it a crack, you know. Go back into PvP. Hey Rico, I am 65 on Star Wars: The Old Republic because I have not logged in, I've not paid for the expansion or whatever, so I'm not 70. But if I'm 65, do you know if I can still queue for PvP? Does it scale me up? I forgot. It'll be fun, so that, you know, on a Friday night fight on Twitch or something, I could totally just go and do some Star Wars PvP. That'll be fun. Okay, are we done with Kaplan? You're not hurt, are you? You'd better not be hurt. So yeah, my Black Spirit is all grown up, just like all my other alts out there. Next quest, Victory Against a Stone. Let's do one last one for our growth. And the one interesting thing about the main story here in BDO is that this guy, like, go back all the way to week 1 stream and you'll notice me getting annoyed by this guy. Like, what the hell is your purpose? Why are you following me? Why are you giving me quests? Why, you know, so much questions. Now I'm more intrigued by the fact that how are we related? How is this story gonna end? Because he needs me as much as I need him, you know. We're kind of both powering each other, and every time we go into like a new zone, we'll find out like history of things that happen that involve this guy. Like, so he's sort of like the bad guy, but in other places is more of the anti-hero, if you want to call it that, because people that are power sensitive in the world, and there's NPCs that will tell you, oh, I feel the black spirit around you, get rid of that guy, that guy's not good for you. And for me as a player character, I'm going, okay, that's interesting. So the world of BDO, this world, they're aware of it. They're aware of this guy. Whether they can see him or not, don't know, but they're aware of him. And I think that's a really interesting story for an MMO, especially an Asian one, and I do want to see how that plays out. So that's why I'm very eager to try and get east and see how the Medaya story plays out, you know, because I haven't really gone back since week 4, and I'm playing the Valkyrie now, so I may just take the Valkyrie over there too and see what's up. Alright, get rid of rock spiders. Oh shit. This usually doesn't affect me, but tonight's back and forth has been ridiculous. Alright, get rid of rock spiders and sharp rock spiders. The reason is because we don't like spiders, right? Correct. I hate spiders. I don't know about you. And those of you in Australia with the huge ass spiders, oh my god, how do you guys live there? Get out of there. Like, I just Google Australian huge spider or something like that. And yeah. You'll get the tingles, man, when you see this, the kind of stuff they have. Another good one to Google is the Amazon bird-eating spider, or the bird-eating tarantula. Yeah, Google that one. That one's good. And yes, I've done this in the past, so that's why I know what the exact search terms are. But yeah, I'm a big... I dislike spiders a lot, especially the ones that have a lot of hair or fur. No, hair. Yeah, spider hair. Yeah, I cannot stand looking at it. It gives me the creeps. I can't understand how people have pet spiders and everything. I just... So you buy a pet tarantula. What happens if it accidentally breaks out, you know? What happens then? If somebody in my house got a pet tarantula and then we came back from work one day or whatever and it's gone missing, here's what I do. I take out my gaming rig, I put it in the car, I'll burn the house. Yeah, I'll probably burn the house. There's absolutely no way I'm gonna be living in a house with a missing tarantula. That's just messed up. Snakes I can deal with. Snakes are easy to deal with. Because, you know, there's patterns and you can find out where they like to go, and because snakes are just like lizards in that regard, where, you know, based on their habitual patterns or whatever, you can figure out where they are, and then you can call in a snake wrangler, or you can call in the fire department to come and help you get that snake out of the house or whatever. Spiders, man. Spiders are a totally different thing. We got a bunch of people in here. I gotta go up for stone crabs. Get out of my way. Up on the hill, apparently. Yep, up on the hill. There's one right there. One more here. Stone spider. I mean, stone scrap. Okay, didn't do any damage there. Let's try again. Wow, this guy's immune to my damage. Okay, he's taking damage now. Cool. Any more? higher up there. Let's do some parkour. Anything you see that's climbable in video, you can climb it. Do not worry. You can scale mountains too. Another cool feature of video, you know, although what I would love to see in video is actually destructible terrain, because it has the potential for it. You know, when you go and bump into a player, there's in-game physics. There's a physics. Oh, something's coming to me. Hey. You know, the physics system. You bump into players, you get the bump kind of thing. They've gone and done the hard work in terms of making the game look good that way, but I want BDO to be as functional as it can be too, you know. So the parkour system's great. You can scale just about anything, but I would love to see destructible terrain as well, you know, in-game barrels or whatever. You can smash them up because the combat system just begs for something like that. So when you're out in the world or whatever, and there's like a huge PvP node war going on, and then, you know, there's lots of you know, like when you fight a node, maybe some areas you'll have destructible terrain stuff, crates or whatever, watchtowers, and if those things can break and it's all visually great, I think that'll be pretty cool. So it gives you what the advantage that does in terms of, and when you add that to everything else that BDO has, is that it makes the world more alive than perhaps most MMORPGs out there. And I say that generously because I've played a few where the worlds are really, really alive. Elder Scrolls Online, for example, where, you know, there's a lot's happening on the landscape. Guild Wars 2, but those are more for, like, you know, events and everything. Let's see, what else is out there? I mean, in terms of a real open world, and the fact that it is a sand park, in like I said last week, you know, it's a mix between a theme park. Oh yay, Blackstone armor! A mix between a theme park and a sandbox. I think it has real opportunity to just stake the claim and say, yeah, we've got a really great world here for this MMO. It's just a shame that other parts, you know, when I think of a great MMO world, I usually think of great stories that comes with it too, you know, but unfortunately you can't have... The thing is, and I have a discussion video that's going to be coming out about this, so I don't want to spoil too much of it right now, but the discussion video is about, you know, priorities, demographics, and markets when it comes to MMORPGs. In the West, there's a certain system or a certain way you go about making your MMORPGs to cater to players in those regions. Not all the it's not like set in stone, like, oh, if this is made in the West, then it's for Western players. No, it doesn't work like that, because hell, I'm from the East, I'm Asian, and I prefer Western MMORPGs, right? But I'm going deeper into looking at the actual system. What are the roots? Why are Asian games grindy? Why are, you know, Western MMOs narrative driven? You know, that kind of thing. And I'm really interested in finding out, you know, some of these answers. And, you know, I'm hoping to talk to a lot of different players from both sides of the world that do enjoy both MMO, you know, both the Asian ones and the Western ones. Because I think between us, you know, we have a lot of knowledge about these games now. And if we can pinpoint the, you know, why are games like these, you know, where it's all about the flashy combat and the grindiness of the games and the lack of a story, why is that acceptable to players in my region, whereas, you know, other people are more of a, you know, if it doesn't have a cohesive quest up crawl or anything, then I'm not gonna play it. Or, you know, even sex, you know, sex sells in an MMORPG. Most of the time, Asian MMOs, it's all about the protruding boobs and the dress or whatever, and the armor is all very revealing. But, you know, in the West, it's a more conserved kind of thing, which is kind of funny, because when you look at it from a TV show perspective, it's the other way around. You know, in the West, you got nudity in your TV shows and whatever, and here in Asia, it's more of a taboo, you know? There's everything's censored, like you can't get, you know, that kind of thing. So, but when it comes to MMOs, especially for marketing, it's the other way around. Asian games are much more sexualized, I think, when it comes to like female characters than Western MMOs. So that's a really good discussion video that you know, it's gonna take a lot of work, because I am trying to find players to talk to about it, and, you know, that'll be a fun project for me. And yeah, That'll come out maybe after the video review, so hang on tight. Am I done? Yeah, I think I'm done. Good job, we fought and we were victorious. Oh yeah, when I get attacked, I can't. I gotta kill everything that's nearby here. Coast clear? Not yet, one more. Alright, coast clear, let's turn it in. Okay, to Kaplan. We're going to Kaplan now. Now let's go to Kaplan. It's south of here. The village is dying from the strange disease that slowly turns its victims to stone, which is basically the petrification thing. Let's be careful. If we turn to stone, it'll be the end of us. Yeah, not gonna happen. So I'm gonna go and find my horsey, and together with my horsey, we'll go to Kaplan. And I'll be checking in on chat. Oh, we're the last stop here. Cheesewheel says, what is that Star Wars poster behind you? This is my Sith poster. This is the dark side poster. We recently had, I think a year or 2 years ago, we had a big comic book convention here in Malaysia. I think it's Comic Book Fiesta or something. And my sister saw this. It's a really nice dark side Sith poster with all the... You got Vader in here, and then you got the Emperor Palpatine up there, and I think Darth Maul somewhere down there. So I'm a Star Wars. I'm a big Star Wars guy, and for me, like SWTOR, for example, I'm 100% exclusive to Dark Side in terms of what I like to play, because for me, at least, in the extended universe or whatever, Dark Side doesn't mean bad. For me, I like my Star Wars world is a world where morality and virtues and motive are all gray areas. I think we're just doing what we feel is right, based on where we were brought up, what our society and infrastructure are like as a Sith, I know the movies and whatever, it's just so simple, right? Good and bad, blah blah blah. But with SWTOR, the way BioWare has written the Sith characters and everything, I do like that aspect of, I know my Sith deep down, he's got his own beliefs and everything, but he's not necessarily bad, so that's why I'm a big dark side guy, I'm a big Sith guy. Even though in the mainstream media we're, seen as the bad guys or whatever, but I don't care. So yeah, that explains the poster behind me. And ggmyster says, got a Kudums offhand for my anniversary gift in box and BDO, so it's another way to get items. Anniversary? Bro, you're talking about next year, February, eh? Yeah, I think by then, maybe I would have gotten some good gear. Or by then, I would be playing Ashes of Creation. Ashes of Creation. December 2018, right? Testing, I think. Alright, check in the chat before I move on here. ggmyster says you can buy a boosted character in level 70. I'm not going to spend any more money in Star Wars. I spent a lot of money in Star Wars only to see my experiences, I just want to know if I can queue for PvP at 65. Rico says, yep, you can queue at any level, but only 70 will be matched with other 70. 65 should fall inside the 40. Oh, that's good. So as a level 65 with some pretty decent gear, I think that's SWTOR, I can go and pawn some noobs, I think. ggmyster say, is there Aussie huge spiders? I thought ours were small but deadly. Yes, I mean that's what I meant. Not the big ones are more of the bird-eating spiders in the Amazon or whatever. But in Australia, what I meant was you guys have more of the deadliest spiders in the world, and the ones that you can just drag. I think there's a big one like this size, right? That just like hangs on the walls and shit. Oh my god. Quignum says they hide in the gaming rig. No, do not. If there's a spider nest in my gaming rig, I will cry to the gods and ask why. I keep my gaming rig as clean and as dust-free as possible. I don't want anything living in there, because in the past I've had a friend in college whose entire rig, like there's like a nest of, I don't know what it was just gross, horrible. We got Luis in chat. Hello Luis, it says, hi GRM, how are you enjoying BDO? Think you'll continue to play it after the review? Yes, I will continue to play it after the review. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 characters that I'm very close to what I consider the GRM cap, the 50 area, where then I can start you know, getting the daily boss scrolls on all 4 and then doing them and start getting the gear upgrades. And it's gonna be a long process, but just like all the other games, you know, I will find the time to jump into it. That's just the case with the channel. The more games I play, the more I have to add into my rotation, and the more gray hair I'm gonna get, because I'm gonna wonder how the hell am I gonna play all these games. But BDO is definitely something I want to check out, because, you know, I think I made it very clear this is my first proper Asian MMORPG experience, and I came in here thinking I wouldn't like it. I actually like it very much, because it's offered me things that other MMOs cannot, and by the same token, it's given me things that I wish, you know, would remain out of BDO. So all that in the review coming soon with the TM. Queenum says, did you intentionally build fail stack on a lesser item, or you just upgrade the item? Yeah, I'll only start building fail stacks if and when I do get like a super good gear. Like for right now, because, you know, saving 5 days worth of boss scrolls can give you enough to get to like 15, I think, if you do it for like 2-3 weeks. So I'm not too bothered about that, but I do have some like +6 fail stacks around here. Oh. What the hell was that? Autocomplete. I didn't press anything. I was gonna say, like, I've got some fail stacks, like 6 on this one, 6 on the other one, 1 here on Energy Alt 2. So I've been passing it around, you know, but the closer I get like a first gear to 15 or whatever, then yeah, I'll probably do more of the fail stacking things. Every Rain says, most Asian MMORPGs grindfests are designed to be grounded in groups, as in grind. The grind was designed for group play with experience bonuses, so players level up faster when leveling in groups with the sheer number of players in the servers. I think that can apply to a lot of, you know, MMOs in general. I think when group play with Asian servers, or Asian games for that matter, because I think there's less of a solo. I don't know. The thing is, this, I've only played 1 game, so I don't have the knowledge or the experience to to elaborate on that. But based on what I've known from reading news or talking to the players, that could be a thing, you know, because group play is always, I mean, MMORPG started out as a group experience, and I think in the last decade, the more solo, single player, or, you know, the casual experience was kind of created, and some games, you know, have that by default now, or are catering to a very small group content kind of thing, and other games just don't care. They offer everything for everybody, you know. So until I make the rounds and go to like all the other games out there, what else? Arcade, Revelation. I mean, I've tried Revelation, but I didn't make it far in Revelation Online. A bunch of other Asian MMOs. Bless Online's coming out. I'm excited for that too. So I need to play them all to you know, get an opinion there. And Cheese Whiz says, Queenum says, oh, Ashes of Creation. Yeah, I got a Founders. I got backed them, and I'm just waiting, watching, bidding my time, seeing what that's all about. Like in the last year, the hype for Ashes of Creation was insane. I mean, it helps when you've got like the big YouTubers all making videos about it, but you know, I'm more into the fact of what our vision for an MMO is, you know, because a lot of these cool MMOs came about because everyone is tired of a certain establishment, or can't think they can do things better in that regard, you know. So the idea and the motivation behind creating Ashes of Creation is really interesting to me. Even something as simple as how they envision taverns in MMOs. They think taverns can be a place much greater and better than any other taverns in other MMOs, you know. So I kind of like just that little bits of things that they want to redefine for MMOs. So that's what's really getting me interested in Ashes of Creation. Oh boy, here we go. Cheese Wheeze says, what do you think of The Last Jedi? Decent, I say. I mean, the thing about having such a long break between the movies or the trilogies that every Star Wars fan has their own preconceived version of events, version of what happened, version of Luke, version of whoever. And what we watched was Rian Johnson's version. He's a version of the story, and I think it's a decent version. It's not how I would have liked, you know, the story to go, but I'm not the writer. I'm not the director. They, you know, those guys know what they're doing, and in terms of a story, it's a good story. It's easy to follow, and yeah, that's my thoughts on The Last Jedi. Louis says to Heavy Rain, there's the aesthetics too. I've never understood the appeal of anime. Cheesewood says, do you guys have Madaya area or Valencia? Yeah, we do have Madaya. Madaya's out. We have Madaya, and then we got the Pirate Zone here up north. Where's the Pirate Zone? Oh, somewhere here. Yeah, there we go. The pirate area. But we don't have Valencia yet, which will be pretty interesting. TG Podcast says, hey, Adrian, hey. TG Podcast, what up, man? Welcome to the stream. Sorry if I'm getting to your chat late. I'm doing a lot of talking here. And he says, how long have you been playing Black Desert Online? Oh, I started 5 weeks ago. So 5 weeks in total. And yeah. As I said, you know, the review, I'm already working on the review, so hopefully that'll be out in the next week or in 2 weeks, because I'm kind of working on another Guild Wars 2 review for episode 2 of their Living World Season 4 as well. So, yeah. I'm you know, can't wait to share my thoughts, and hopefully, you know, new players that, like me, probably prior to the review would have gone like, oh, BDO, grindy, you know, that kind of thing. There is something here, I think that's, or there are multiple things in BDO that's worth showing off to new players, you know, and I think regardless of if you want to go do the endgame grind or not, there you can still spend hours in BDO, not give a crap about the grind, and still find something rewarding. I think if you're looking for an MMO that's not all about the theme park on, you know, the ride on rails, just taking you forward and having little or nothing to do as a side progression or, you know, content. So yeah, can't wait to share that with new players. Right, Kent, here in Kepler. Where do you come from? There haven't been many visitors here lately. What in the world is petrifying soldiers? The situation is getting worse. But don't be afraid. Try to relax. The warmth of Kaplan will not die out. Oh, I know that sound. That sound means contribution points. I think I'm up to 10 now. Alright, Black Spirit wants to talk to me now. Weird devices. How do you like Kaplan so far? Yeah, I just got here. I just talked to one NPC and you're asking me how do I like it so far. He says, it's my kind of scene. Yeah. You're welcome to stay, and you're also welcome to join me taking on stronger enemies. I can see there are some troublemakers around here. Let's get to them before they attack us. And the reward for this is pretty interesting. These are crystals that you can slot into those cure sockets I was talking about. So the last two is pretty awesome. Critical hit rate and then attack speed, or attack speed and critical hit rate. So you know, if you have multiple alts and you're doing the story as I am now, the Black Spirit ones, you know, as I said so many times, this guy gives you a lot of good stuff with his quest reward, so just do it. Just do it. Alright, so we're gonna go collect Chimera Igils. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. And then a Mad Screaming Orc Warrior's Power Gemstone. That's a mouthful. And I am aware I see a bunch of quests here in Kaplan. Let's see if it's the same area. Oh, yeah, hard rock fragments. So, you know, when you kill all the mobs in a specific area, they do drop some items, vendor trash, that if you accumulate maybe 100, you can turn that in for silver or whatever. So I've got about 700 of these, and I can turn that in for silver. So, what quests have you got? Finders Keepers. Do you want to know my motto? Oh no, do you know my motto? It's, don't spend money on unprofitable things. That's good advice for BDO in general. Same goes to CP, I think. Don't spend your CP on things that are, you know, not gonna bring some form of benefit to you. I guess it applies everywhere. But I have spent it on something... What was that? Oh, Dex Orc just subscribed to the YouTube channel. Awesome. Thank you, Dex Orc. Welcome to the stream. And thank you for the support. Week 5 of BDO leveling stream. I'm almost done, you know, seeing and feeling my way through the game for 5 weeks now to bring something back in a review for players that have never played BDO before. So yeah, I guess you joined it at a really good time, Dex, or because the review should be the next BDO content you see on my channel, hopefully. But before that, there's gonna be a couple of other videos as well and stuff like that. So hey, there are piles of junk at the quarry in front of town. Oh, I'm going back to the quarry again. Weapons and materials are piling up there because this operation is dragging on for so long. No one goes there because the area is dangerous, but our adventurers from outside go there in Bravler. I can spend money on them. So, are you in? It's an AP reducer or whatever. Yeah, why not? So, yep, earlier when I turned that in, there was contribution points again, so I'm now up to 10 CP, which is pretty great. I can, you know, save that if I wanted to. But now I've got a problem. Because I kind of turned in those 700 whatever I got, I think you can see this warning up here. I'm not sure if it's blocked by my UI or not, but that is warning me that my weight, I'm at 98% of my character's inventory weight. If I hit the 100%, I'm going to be really, really slow. So what's hogging me down? Oh, there we go. So under weight, you can see that the most 50% of it is inventory items. I've got a bunch of items in here. Rocks, cursed crystal. I should probably vendor this stuff. I mean, if you really need the silver, well, you know, grinding, when you're out there grinding with your group or your guild or whatever, all these little stuff that you pick up, I mean, if you... The thing about them is, depending on where you grind, you know, like this one, the cursed crystal requires me to go back to Calpheon and turn it in there to get the silver, whereas whatever I just turned in requires me to be in Kaplan. So some bosses and some other grindy spots with the, you know, those little things, those trinkets will send you to a, you know, so you'll be doing a lot of traveling just to go get some money. And inventory on the way to and fro is going to be kind of crazy. So I've got about 700,000 in my bags right now, but that's not even the main issue. The main issue is just everything else in my bag. So what I can do, unfortunately with the Valkyrie, you know, I've been using my horsey, just my normal horse to get around. And the normal horse, as far as inventory goes, you only got 3 slots and it has about 154 weight or whatever. Whereas when I was leveling the Kunoichi and the Wizard and everything, I went around my wagon. And the thing with the wagon is, obviously, you've got 16 or 18 more inventory slots. It almost has as much weight as, you know, it's got about, yeah, it definitely has more weight than anything. So I'm gonna go to the, where it's storage. Let's go to the storage. Come on, horsey. There we go. Storage keeper. So what I will do is I will... Yeah, I'm gonna chuck in all my money in here. I'll put in all the stones and everything. What else? Gold bars. Yeah, that's probably pretty heavy too. So watch me transfer 11 gold bars, and these are 100,000 silver each. So that's about 1 mil in total. So when I transfer this over, boom. Well, not that much anyway. I thought that was the main culprit here. Is it this one? That's basically a combination of all these stuff. Rough stone, copper ingot, iron ore. Got 2 pickaxes for some reason. Yeah, I'm just dropping everything now. Yeah, you can put bound items in there as well. And hard timber fragment. And that's it. 159. Better now. As for the stones and everything, I'm probably not going to come back here. So I'm just going to remote transport this one. It's another cool feature of BDO, you know, because you can store things in multiple banks across multiple cities, and if you don't want to go to physically there and pick it up and then run all the way halfway across the world and everything, just remote transport it. So the thing is, if you have all the nodes connected, like if I've got nodes connected from Kaplan to Calpheon, it's going to be a cheap transport price, but because you can see the node is not connected, it's going to be tripled. But if I'm being honest, you know, silver comes easy if you play regularly, so I don't really care. And hit send. And that's it. So now all that stuff is on the way to Calpheon. So whenever I log back in there, I should have it. So that's just a lot of management. And another thing, you know, I'm probably going to say in my reviews, the amount of kind of micromanagement that you'll be doing in BDO, a lot of it. Again, because of that sandbox nature that it has, a lot of micromanagement that money can help solve in terms of weight limits and bag spaces and horse speed and you know, better more XP gains or whatever. There's lots of things here that BDO can help speed up for you, if you're willing to throw the money in that regard. Alright, check it in chat here. What time is it? 11:04. Probably another 10-15 minutes and then I'm out of here. I'm gonna try and force myself to go to bed. I'm seriously lacking sleep. Louis says, but in regards to single player games, one of my Asian friends mentions that Asian games, Japanese in particular, have much more in-depth combat system, GRPGs, than their Western counterparts. That's interesting. I mean, for me, like, I don't think I've played any GRPGs barring Final Fantasy XIV Realm Reborn. That's probably the only one that I've played that has that, you know. So that's pretty interesting. Saturnin says, play Terra, please. In the future, definitely. I will jump into Terra. I don't think I can do 2 Asian MMOs back to back, though. I don't think I can. I'm probably gonna need a break here and there. Lewis says, do you play any single player games, Jerem? Kingdom Come Deliverance seems like something you'd enjoy. Yeah, I mean, I used to. Back before I started the channel, you know, I was all about the single player games. In the Witcher series, I'm a huge Dragon Age fan. Dragon Age Origins, one of my favorite games of all time. Dragon Age 2 I didn't enjoy so much, but I just did it for the story. And then Dragon Age Inquisitions, I still visit that game sometimes, you know, I just love it. And of course, we all know BioWare's got plans for the next Dragon Age game, so I'm looking forward to that. I do play a lot of single player games. You guys just don't see that, you know, because my channel is all about MMORPGs. And for me to introduce some single player game content, it kind of defeats the purpose, or, you know, the niche that I've kind of carved out for myself here. I think you guys want to watch the MMOs more than anything else, so yeah. But I do play a lot of single player RPGs. So obviously this Elder Scrolls games, not online, and but I've seen a lot of Kingdom, that game that you're talking about. I've seen a lot of articles about it lately, you know, but how it's got, you know, a decent story type setting and the things that you can do, all the crafting and everything. I'm not sure if I have the time anymore for that. Maybe, I mean, the thing about being on YouTube and you know, I'm on a wheel where I'm constantly putting out new videos and constantly moving from MMO to MMO. Like if I announce like, hey, I'm gonna take a 3-month break, I'm gonna take a 3-week break so I can play this new single player RPG, I don't think it would fly well. Even for me, I think that's kind of because with that time I could be used to, you know, review the next MMO like Rift Prime, which is just new and just out and everything. So maybe if I can do something on Twitch about introducing a non-MMO Twitch stream every week, or maybe twice a month or something like that, I'll think about it. But it's a really huge time investment for me, I think, more so than MMOs. I think I'm just, it's just weird that way, you know. But good suggestion there, Luis. Thank you. Gareth, hey Gareth, how you doing? He says, I hope Ashes lives up to the hype. I do too. Lois says, I'm waiting for Crowfall. I already got Crowfall. I actually have Crowfall installed. Shit, I was supposed to do Crowfall too. Yeah, I just, yeah, thanks for reminding me, because I bought Crowfall right before they got rid of one of their pledge package, the $60 one. So I'm in beta access 3, I'm in group 3, which means now for Crowfall, group 3 is, you know, is in the testing phase already, so I can actually jump in and stream and start doing Crowfall videos and stuff. It's just time, man. Time is, yeah, and March and April are just gonna be like really busy months for me, because that's when, you know, a lot of I pick up a lot of like freelance projects and everything. So I will try and weave something into the picture. DG Podcast says, also, what server are you playing on? I'm on the, well, I think for all of us we're on the same server, but in terms of channel, I'm on Serendia 2 or something like that. Yeah, Serendia 2, because Node War just got introduced, and these servers, or these channels, sorry, Calphion 1, Serendia 1, Balance 1, or when, you know, every weekend or whatever, for a few hours, there's huge GVG fights on some of the nodes. And the problem is, if you have a quest there, you're pretty much screwed, because, you know, if the mobs get killed or whatever in the way, they don't respawn until after the Node War ends. So I just moved to a non-Node War thingy. But here you can see when it happens. Conquest War, Conquest War, the big fights, GVG fights, those are Saturdays from 9 to 1 a.m. And then Note Wars are Sunday. Oh, actually, there's a Note War happening right now. 9 to 11, or just ended. Anyway. Yeah, but so weekends, you know. I guess weekdays, it doesn't matter, honestly. But I'm on Serendia too, for Southeast Asia. Okay, let's go see some weird devices. Let's go do this quest, and then I'm out of here. Go record that post-stream vlog before I head to bed. And hopefully I can sleep, or else I'm gonna oh man, take a shot of whiskey or something. I don't know. I'm just so tired. Cat, auto run, checking chat. Ashes. Oh come on, auto run. There we go. Every says Ashes Creation will be entering its Kickstarter campaign on the 1st of May. This open world sandbox MMO has been simmering in development over the past year. Are you reading a description of Ashes of Creation? And Cheesewheel says 113 health potions. Get rid of them. I actually did not see the potions, but that's what's causing the wait. You are so right. Thank you. I mean, as a Valkyrie, you don't really need the potions. I mean, I've not taken any serious health damage or whatever, but yeah. If I go back to town, I'll probably sell them for the silver anyway, but yeah, good spot, man. Thank you. And DG Podcast says, where's the closest server to Malaysia? Good question. I'm actually not sure where these Southeast Asian servers are. I think for BDO they're in Singapore, if I'm not mistaken. In Singapore. So Singapore is only like an hour's drive away. I mean, from Johor or whatever. By flight, I mean. So I guess Singapore is the nearest server. If that was oh shit. I just ran right into the mobs I was supposed to kill. Well, let's do some mounted combat, shall we? So, I don't think I've ever showed off mounted combat before, but at a certain level, when you hit tab, you can, you know, draw your weapon, and I've tried mounted combat on both my wizard and my warrior, and I've also done a bit on the Valkyrie. Mounted combat will have a lot of factors going into it in terms of your effectiveness and your enjoyment, and that all comes down to the various different things that your mount has. For example, you know, what kind of gear do you have in terms of upping your mount's stats. So some of these, as I showed you guys earlier in the stream, gives you better speed, and the saddle, whatever, gives you more HP and stamina. And there's one, the barding increases your DP, so your horse, you know, gets some DP too. And all the other stuff, you know, your braking and your turning, and there's a bunch of skills here that, you know, like force chop, for example. Once I learned that, I can use that as a skill for the horse. But for most times, when you are on your horse as your class, you can fire off your skills as well. So let me just see if I can show you guys one here that has a mounted execution here. Alright, there you go. So Sword of Judgment, this one is just a S and right mouse button on the, when you're not on your horse. But when you're mounted, you can, it's the same thing. S and right mouse button. So that is a skill that can be used on horse as well. And unfortunately, there's another player here, so let's try it on this one. Boom. So, but it does take your MP, and you're gonna have to use your basic left mouse click attacks or whatever to regain that MP again. But you know, in other parts of the game, there will be a use for mounted combat. I guess PvP is one such area where mounted combat can be pretty fun. Or when you're out kind of PvPing, or when you want to gank a player or whatever, and you do have a very fast horse with good stats, and you know when you turn on your PK tag or whatever, you're gonna own the noob, then yeah, potential be fun. I don't recommend this if like you're a new player or whatever, because your horse can die if it doesn't have stats or whatever. So it's not as effective as, you know, it would be on foot, because it, as I said, close control is going to depend on, you know, what your horse's stats are or what kind of gear you have on. But it's definitely there, and it's not as good as Mountain Blade. I know some of you, you know, in terms of best mounted combat in MMO or whatever, I think Mountain Blade deserves to be out there or get a mention. But I think it's pretty decent. I think there are skills that you can fire off from your hotbar too. I'm not sure. Probably not. So, like, my horse can't really turn very well when it's running at full speed. So, you know, I was just running around in circles there, which is kind of not fun. Okay, any horse skills? Oh no! Oh no! Oh, yeah, so you can lose control of your horse, and then you have to play like a mini game. So let's do that again. So that's a horse attack. I just hit the F key, and that, you know, kind of front leg attack or whatever. So yeah, new players, you can go have fun with the horse combat on your own time. That's interesting. I've not actually seen this before. Oh! Durex. Hey, Foxy! What the hell? So not a great place to park my mount, but it's only temporary. I'm going to turn this in real quick. How dare those dimwits turn on us? Wreck your rage on them. Wreck your rage on them? Oh, great. I'm gonna go attack speed 2. Yeah, this is for the Valkyrie. And yes, I can see that my mount is getting attacked. You do get that notification. Have you made up your mind? Are you not done teaching them a lesson? I'm in. This is what I like about you. So I'm probably gonna kill like 50 or 40 of those things. 40. Hey. Piss off. How much health? I mean, my mount's all bloodied and stuff. Can you guys see it? Like, the amount of blood on my mount is just sad. So to replenish whatever, you carry carrots with you, and that's gonna recover, you know, endurance and HP. So the chances of it dying, I mean, as long as you have like the barding and all the equipment and everything, you're pretty much fine. You're good to go. But if you're out here questing, you know, look for a decent place to park or whatever. I'm gonna go back down the hill and park it on the main road. If I can find my way to the main road again. I'll be down here somewhere. Coming through. Coming through. Don't bite. It's a good spot. Any more? Let's go up here for a shortcut. So I'm gonna need 40 of these things. Okay, we've got a nice cluster on the top right here that I'm just going to use my this skill so I can show you guys what it is. Come on. Come on. So see the way they surround me? So I've now gone into my shield mode, so I'm blocking attacks. I'm not really taking damage, so that's what the Valkyrie can do. Unless they're attacking me from behind. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Black Spirit Rage here. This is pretty cool for the Valkyrie. That is amazing. I love that. That's a great skill, but it requires like almost 100% to fill in. But that is something that my warrior doesn't have, you know, and that's why I think moving forward, I will prefer my Valkyrie for combat over my warrior. And that's that. It's over. I feel better now. You too, right? It's a Blackstone armor. Now we got a boss. The mad scientist Vestige. Do you remember the day when I was born again? The day when we met at Gomanaru? The darkness raided the city, and the mad scientist and priest released me. Their traces are here. Why don't you test your power with them? So it's time to kill the boss. Let's go do that. And then I'll probably call it. So let's go find where do I get the boss? Oh shit, where the hell is that? Oh, it's the maze area. Yeah, this place is a freaking maze, man. This would be pretty fun because, like, I don't think in all my streams I've shown you guys the various different grind areas or whatever. But this thing, there's this area in BDO where this Marnie guy, you know, has been creating weird experiments with mobs. So those chimeras outside, you know, they had like that paper box thing. This is a chicken. This is literally a chicken that's controlling this thing. So that's kind of this. Whoever this Marnie dude is a wacko. And I'm gonna go into his maze right now, which is actually pretty well designed. Like, you'll see, you'll see. Oh, actually, apparently I can summon a boss right here. Let me just go in and show you guys this maze, if I know where the entrance is. Down here somewhere. If I open my map, this entire area is just a maze, and it's kind of fun. Okay, coast clear. Let's get the boss. And for new players, this is how you summon all your story bosses in the game. You go to a designated area, you use your scroll, and he comes out. And it's instance too. So other players' bosses you won't be able to hit, they won't be able to help. Oh, son, that's cheating. What the hell? Really? So my num1 is a self buff that increases my DP for like 60 seconds or whatever. Got some other mobs coming in. And dead. Let's turn this in. Good job. Nobody can stop us now. And some of these rewards, Callus necklace, I mean all these things, all these necklaces and stuff of the various different types, they sell pretty well on the auction house for Southeast Asia, because the thing about upgrading weapons and armor is that, you know, you use stones, but when it comes to upgrading rings and other accessories, they require an item of the same type, and you know, if it fails, there's a chance that you'll lose both of them. So that's why, you know, these things sell really well. You're gonna need a bunch of them, and preferably a good fail stack built, you know. I'm gonna take the lowest weight. And of course, for killing a boss, you will get inventory expansion. Yes. So again, this guy gives you guys, new players, inventory expansion bags +1, +2. Oh, come on. Assholes. Oh, level up. Yay. So yeah. Another really good reason to do the Black Spirit quests. To Sawmill Battlefield next. Let's just go and use the inventory. And I'm up to 55 bag slots now. Sweet. Alright, let's run back to the horse, and I will be checking in on chat. Alright, where are we next? ggmyster says he's playing on Southeast Asia server, which started last December. And ggmyster says the reason this chat seems slow is he's also streaming on YouTube, so 2 chats. Yes, hello to you guys on Twitch and hello to you guys on YouTube. I'm using Restream for every Sunday night. It's gonna be, you know, the main MMORPG streams that I do on prior to this YouTube. But ever since I got my Twitch up and going, I want to get the best of both worlds, because I do realize that there are people who prefer Twitch, there are people who prefer YouTube, so why not give both, right? So I do use Restream for the Sunday leveling streams, and I do have that UI, you know, where I have the chat in there. So hopefully, those of you on Twitch, if you think it's lonely or anything, you know, you can also talk to your brethren or your. Whoa! What the hell? What is this? A stampede? Thank you for grouping them up. Whoever that just ran by. I hope I wasn't kill stealing or whatever. But yeah, those of you on Twitch, you know, you can leave a message or whatever, and it'll play out on the screen. So whoever's watching on YouTube will see that message as well. So you guys can talk to each other that way. I think I've got it turned on. Restream chat. Yeah, I do. Here, let me test. If somebody says something, I should see it up. Or it should pop. I hope it does. Alright, onto my horse, and let's go meet Gerard Marcello. And check it in chat. Nick Scar says, yeah, I heard a lot of buzz on Kingdom Come Deliverance. Should do that too. Everyone says Dragon Age 2 is a failure, though Inquisition is better. Yeah, Dragon Age, I didn't really enjoy Dragon Age 2, as I said. I only did that for the story, just to understand what happens and how, you know, Cassandra comes into the picture, the introduction of Varric of Tetris, and, you know, that kind of thing. And everyone says, I'm curious about Anthem, though. I mean, a lot of people are saying that Anthem are, it's kind of like a Destiny 2 ripoff, or Destiny ripoff, I don't know. I don't want to start a war based on that, but Anthem seems like it's got an interesting premise. I just hope they didn't put all their resources into that basket, you know, because I've got a Star Wars: The Old Republic friend, a former player, that has been telling me that Star Wars are using their cash shop and all the, you know, to fund games like Anthem, when really Star Wars: The Old Republic should be reinvesting it in their own game, you know, with quicker content, updates, and whatever. Because, like it or not, even though it is a free-to-play game, it really is a subscription-only game. Because if it's when it comes to content, you know, if you want to play any of the newer expansion content, you don't even have the option to buy an expansion using cartel coins, which I think they should do, and they're missing the opportunity to bring in more players by doing that. Instead, you have to be a subscriber to unlock the new content or whatever. So what they're saying is that Star Wars are, you know, taking all that money, and instead of putting it back into the game, they're giving it to like games like Anthem and funding the new Dragon Age, which that's not how it should work, you know. But then again, there are lots of other games that do this. Those of you that know Funcom, for example, Conan Exiles was pretty popular at launch. Wow, I made a big mistake bringing my horse in here, didn't I? Because there's mobs everywhere. Now, this is probably one of my favorite zones in the game, and I'll show you guys why. Let me just park my horse in here and kill this lizard, guys. So, we've seen crab guys, we've seen lizard guys. I mean, this lizard guys is just one of the enemy archetypes. But here, let me show you guys one of my favorite things about BDO. In terms of aesthetics or whatever, it's definitely this zone. And I know it's sundown, it's almost 10 p.m. in game, so you're gonna see like a sunset and everything. But that, man, this thing, you know, seeing all these rockets or whatever this is just fly over, because this is a war zone where it's, you know, us humans against this lizard man or whatever. So if you're standing directly over this thing... Oh, hang on, we gotta fight here. Because there's still like creepy crawlies on the wall here. Any more? Yeah. Alright. So let me get back combat mode. And turn that around. Yeah, that's awesome. Look at that. That's one of my favorite scenes. Like, when I first got here, this was the first thing I did. Just to see, you know, what they were shooting at and everything, and this is great. Aesthetic wise, BDO, fantastic. This is actually gonna make a great screenshot for my vlog, so I'm just gonna go ahead and print screen this. Alright, that's good. Except I did not actually hit it. So, print screen. There we go, screenshot save. Yeah, that's a better one. Yeah, with the waving and everything. Great. Alright. That's done. Yeah, this is a great scenery. I like it. So let's go down somewhere where I won't be attacked, and yeah, I'll finish reading on whatever I was reading on chat. Okay, where did I last stop here? ggmyster says, is Rift Prime out before this Saturday? Yeah, it actually came out on the 6th of March, or the 7th of March. So on the 6th of March, Lotro came out with update 22. Legacy of the Necromancer, obviously. Guild Wars 2 had episode 2 of the Living World. And then I think the next day was Rift Prime. So it's still pretty fresh, still pretty new. And we got Boss HS in chat. Hey, Hi, boss HS. He said, I thought you're not supposed to stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time if you're an affiliate. Is that a thing? I didn't know. I mean, I read the entire whatever it is that the affiliate thing. It didn't really mention it. I mean, Restream has been around for quite some time, and the only thing with Restream for me is that, you know, majority of the people that watch the reviews and leveling are all come from YouTube, you know, and for me to just stream out to the same thing, I mean, it's not like this is like copyrighted content. It's my content. Twitch doesn't own what I put out, right? So I don't see an issue. I mean, I don't know, but is it an issue? Can I not use Restream? Anybody know? Quicknum says Vermintide 2 just came out. Vermintide 2. Warhammer Vermintide 2, the kind of 4-player shooter game. Is that what you're referring to? I mean, I played the first Vermintide. Kind of liked it for a bit, but then I kind of stopped. And TG Podcast says, technically that's correct. Same for partners. Oh, really? But you literally have to be reported before Twitch will take action. So I can't use Restream. Wow, that sucks. Well, for those of you, well, that's bad news then for those of you on Twitch when it comes to the leveling streams, because leveling streams, because they are related to the main MMORPG reviews that I do on my channel, that means that, you know, because it's, think of it as an adventure. I start from week 1 in a new MMO and then I go all the way up to the final review, and that has always been on YouTube for me. So if I can't restream anymore as an affiliate, then I'll probably have to drop Twitch for the leveling streams. Everything else, like the Tuesdays side quests that I do, and for the Friday night fights, I'll still have them on Twitch, and then I'll probably import them to YouTube. But you can't do it the opposite way. You know, you can't do them on YouTube and then import them to Twitch. It only works one way apparently. So yeah, I don't think I can do Sunday night streams on both Twitch and YouTube anymore, which is kind of sad, you guys. Unless somebody, you know, bees that one person to report me, then yeah, that would be really sad. So I appreciate if you didn't. I mean, I honestly didn't know. That's unfair though, because I mean, I'm not a big streamer. I'm not a big person. I'm you know, in terms of viewership or whatever, I'm a small fry, you know. So I'm just trying to make my way, and doing Restream was a way to inform my YouTube subscribers that, hey, I'm also streaming on Twitch, you know, if you guys want to come and check on Twitch. So because there's no other way to do that. So what Google should do is Google should just freaking buy Amazon and buy Twitch, and, you know, let Google control everything, which is a bad idea. Wow, that's just a stupid thing to say. This is a bad idea. Google shouldn't control everything. So, you know, it's all on one platform. I think it's great that there's multiple different platforms for, you know, content creators and also people who want to stream and watch, and it's good to have choices is what I'm getting at here. Isabel says, I just logged into Lotro again after I don't know how long a pause. Found out I have 28k Lotro points. Holy cow. Any good suggestions where I should start again? I'm level 90. Yep, that's how long my break has been. Wow, okay, so if you've got 28,000 Lotro points, I mean, right now, if you haven't bought the Mordor expansion, simply because, you know, you've been away or whatever, you can now buy the Mordor expansion using Lotro points. I think it's about 3,000 or something like that, so that's a good deal, because if you're 90 at 90, you know, well, if you're a lifetime subscriber, which I think you are, because if you haven't played for that long and you still manage to accrue that amount of points, that means you're a lifetime, you're a lifer, right? If you are, then you probably already own all the quest packs. So just quest up until you're about to enter Mordor, which is basically update 19, and then yeah, buy the Mordor expansion, go do your Mordor, and yeah, you should be fine. In terms of the rest, the balance, hey, you could buy, I mean, you could pretty much gear by paying right now, so you can buy lots of the new Mordor boxes or whatever. You can get Ash, which is going to be really handy if you're going to quest for Mordor, because Mordor is going to be really hard. The mobs hit very, very hard. So, you know, getting Ash as quick as possible to get all the armor gear that has the, you know, that mitigates the shadow damage, because Mordor has a new mechanic, right? The deeper you go, the higher the shadow buff. So to counter that, all your armor will have light as the mitigation. So, you know, getting a large amount of Ash means you can barter for better light armor. So I think there's some things you can do with the store there. You know, you can buy some loot boxes or whatever. or get your traits and virtues up. I think virtues have gone up to like 20 is the cap now, so spend some virtues. And yeah, actually, there's so much you can do with 28,000 Lotro points. Honestly, I don't even know where to start. TG Podcast says, honestly, for smaller streams, it rarely happens. We got Vic the Angry Chat. Hey, Vic says, sup, been a while. Looks like you coming along BDO. Yes, I am. I mean, this is just my this is my Valkyrie. I mean, my wizard and warrior still around. My warrior's more of the designated crafter now. I mean, he's up to like skilled for a couple and a professional 5 or professional 6 for processing. So that's what I've been using him for. We got Zach Block Strike chat. Hello, Zach. Sorry if I'm getting to your chat. He says, hello there. Hello, Zach. He says, hey, dude, where are you from? Sorry if I asked you that. I am from Malaysia, Southeast Asia. Tiny, tiny country, right south of Singapore. And Freedom says, damn, Vox combat, mounted combat looks way better than Sorcerer. Well, wait till you try Wizard. I think Wizard's mounted combat's pretty awesome. Because you can have the chain lightning and you can do the residual lightning on your horse as well. And the thing, holy crap, why are there birds in here? You guys see that? There's like birds flying around the area. That's weird. I've never seen that before. Or maybe I just never noticed. But anyway, you know, the wizards, because when you're on a horse, you can just go riding around and you can gather so many of the mobs. And then when you do your chain lightning and residual lightning from your horse, and if you are in a group or whatever, you just kill stuff so quick as a wizard. So yeah, wizard haven't really changed much on him. His AP stat, his DP still crap because I've given a lot of the big DP armor or whatever. I've shipped that off to the Valkyrie. So I think in the next few days, the Valkyrie could come up to like 53 as well. And then I'll bring both of them to Medaya and see what I can do between them. Gather some footage for the review and everything. And that is that, yo. How my workers doing? Oh, they need beer. Alright, let me get back to my warrior. Alright, check it in chat. ggmyster says you need combat stirrups for mounted combat. That's what it is. So if you want to do mounted combat, it's not a level requirement or anything. You go and talk to the Amity. You do the Amity conversation thing with the stable keeper, and then you buy your stuff, put it on the horse, and then you're able to do your mounted combat. Simple as that. If that's for you, though. I mean, if you prefer just staying on foot and doing that, that's totally fine. It's totally viable. Oh, shit. I got a bunch here that stopped. Rough stone. Come on. There we go. Blackstone powder. It's kind of wonky sometimes. Sometimes your workers just stop, and then you got to manually restart that. Alright, this is going to be it. I'm just going to read up on chat, say some final words, talk to you guys for a bit, and then I'm out of here. ggmyster says mounted combat in PvP was awesome, then people complained, so they said you can dismount players using 100% Black Spirit skill. Now it's rarely used except in Node Wars, but limited to breaking down a siege. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Heavy Rain says, have a good night, Adrian. I'm off to play ESO. See you, mate. See you, Heavy Rain. Enjoy your time in ESO. Thanks for dropping by. We got A Montaz says, Isabel, is Lotro worth playing in 2018? Whoa. Well, since you asked Isabel, I'll let Isabel answer. But if you want my opinion, just ask. Sean Wall, hey Sean, he says poop. ggmyster says this will be good if you will take the maze or find a quicker route. TG Podcast says, can you recommend BDO for someone who's a casual MMO player? Casual. Oh man, BDO, honestly, TG, man, GGO, the hell. BDO is, I thought I could jump in here as casual as well, but, you know, I started out doing that, you know, being casual, doing all the gathering and everything, and then slowly it sucks you in, and then it becomes time consuming, and then if you have a lot of self-control, and you know, okay, today I'm just going to do this amount, and I'm going to log off, then great. I think you can totally play BDO casually, that's fine. But if you have problem with, you know, self-control, like I've not like lost control in terms of playing too much or overdoing it, spending more than 10 hours a day or whatever. But BDO took me back to my college years that no other game has in that regard. You know, I was playing so much, I was sleeping so little, I left the game on for days and a week at a time. So it is casual. You can play it casually, but you know, maintain some sort of control there, because there are times when you feel like things start to open up. You know, you get more if you do more gathering or more life skills, and then all the life skills pop up, and then the more you do them, you'll see the rewards get better, and you know, things get better, and it just leads you on, you know, this breadcrumbs, a series of things that you can do in BDO, and then all of a sudden you want to do it all. And same thing with some of the progressions here, you know. Oh, I'm farming and everything, I've got a decent amount of back slots, and then the weight starts to become an issue the more you go out in the world, and then you start looking at the store thinking, maybe if I just buy like 100 pounds more, you know, just to elevate some of the thing, or maybe the value pack is going to serve me well because I've got a holiday next month or whatever. And then that's how you start spending money in BDO. I mean, it's not to say that's a bad thing. In fact, I have no problem supporting this game because it's given me so much joy so far. But you gotta have that self-control, bro, just to make sure that you don't fall into this you know, the circle of craziness that BDO can offer you. And ggmyster says, I hated the quest in Sound Hill Battlefield. But yeah, I mean, just for aesthetics wise, I did enjoy it. Narish Regeneron says, hello Narish. Isabel says, yes, I'm a lifetime sub. Knew it. I wish I had a lifetime, Isabel. I really did. Oh well. Narish says, this Thursday is when the SPM results are out. GG, awesome. SPM, for those of you that are don't know, is kind of like a major examinations here in Malaysia. Once you get out of high school, your final exam is the SPM. And, you know, if you want to get into a good college or whatever, your results obviously need to be good. Or if you're looking for a scholarship, a college or university scholarship, your SPM results are what you're going to need. So, hey, Nourish, all the best. Good luck. Yeah, good luck, man. Actual access concerning Lotro, check if you have enough universal solvents. You'll need them to craft new essences, and you may need to buy solvents in the store. That's good advice there as well. Yep. And, Isabel to Ayman Taz regarding his worth, if this Lotro is worth playing. Isabel says, I don't know, to be honest. I'm trying it out again because of nostalgia. Strikes me again, so I guess I'll find out if it's worth it. Well, since nobody asked my opinion, I'm just going to jump in here anyway. Look, the Mordor expansion, story-wise, I think they put a lot of work into the Mordor expansion, and it's one of their more sophisticated expansion. Think of it when like Moria first launched. It was big, lots of story, pretty difficult at the time, you know, because people were still trying to come to terms with the fact that, oh crap, I can't use my horse in Moria, I gotta go get a goat. But a lot of people didn't know that, so you're moving around on foot, you're falling off cliffs and stuff because Moria was so dark. And in recent years, they only made it brighter. They added more stable masters in Moria and everything. Mordor, when I first got there, you know, it reminded me of that early Moria days, you know, but there's a lot to enjoy in Lord of the Rings Online. Now that the epic story is over, no spoilers or whatever, but the epic story is over, they've introduced the new Black Book of Mordor, which is going to be the new epic story to follow. And what they've been able to do with the Black Book of Mordor is tell fresh and new stories from various different perspectives that, you know, previously, because they were following the One Ring story, their hands were kind of tied by lore masters, you know. Oh, we can't break that lore because this is what Tolkien wrote. But with the Black Book of Mordor, there's a lot more flexibility there. So you get to see Stepping Stone Games be a bit more flexible with their storytelling. So I think you guys that are wondering if you should come back to Lotro, Lord of the Rings Online, if you like the story, I think there's some things that you may like, I suppose. Alright, sorry to barge in your conversation there. TG Podcast says, well, knowing that there's an English server in Asia, I'm downloading this now. Oh yeah, I mean, well, TG, man, bro, you're gonna get a lot of mixed, like, groups here. I mean, Philippines is in here, Thailand is in here, Indonesia is in here, Singapore, Malaysia, and a couple more, I think. But for the most part, it's generally English-speaking. I mean, sometimes the thing is just get into an English-speaking guild, and there's a bunch of English-speaking guilds. Australia as well, we've got Australia in here. So, yeah, language shouldn't be a problem. TG Podcast says, we'll buy a basic package and try it out again for a bit. Awesome, man. Amos says, good stream, Adrian. Looking forward to your video review. Thank you, Amos. I'm looking forward to it as well. It's going to be a lot of work. But thankfully not as much work as the WoW review, because WoW was about, what, 38 minutes? Almost 40 minutes? Video's probably not going to be that long. But the difference is I did record a lot of my videos using my Shadowplay. And previously, like for WoW, for example, I recorded with a mix of Shadowplay and OBS, which is Open Broadcaster Software. The thing I've noticed is that when I'm recording with OBS and BDO, when I watch the footage again, it's very grainy, it's very blurry. So the preferred way for me to do it is Shadowplay, which is almost and because the recording, the file size is really high for Shadowplay, but it's almost close to lossless in terms of video capture. And BDO is that sort of game. I'm playing on the max graphics, and I want the review to be as accurate in portraying what BDO wants players to think of their game. So I mean, to the finest particle and wrinkle on my character's eye, Shadowplay captures everything. So it may take a longer time to render, but I've got a head start. So ggmyster says there's people in my guild on NA that play BDO while working full time and are in tech gear, so you can do it. Are you talking to me? Yeah, they're working full time. I'm working full time, but I'm also jumping from MMO to MMO to create content on a tight schedule, and I don't want to be that. Like I said so many times, the reason I started this channel is because I played one MMO for too long, and I regret not going out and seeing all the different games out there, and this is me now doing that, and I'm loving what I'm doing because I've been able to jump to so many worlds, be in the shoes of so many characters and experience so many stories, and the whole thing with BDO, I think the grind of getting the best gear or whatever, I don't want to be pulled down into this game just doing that, because I've been doing that on one game for almost 6-7 years. I don't want to do that again. So I'll gradually, slowly take my time with the gear and everything, and yeah, I'll go from there, I suppose. Alright, Extra Lag says, need to go now. Thanks a lot for the entertainment. Enjoy the stream. Bye. Hey, I'm going soon too, so thank you for dropping by, Extra Lag. Appreciate it. Hope it was fun, and I will see you guys next time for the review, I suppose. TG Podcast says, have a good night, dude. Catch you later. Thank you, TG Podcast. And, alright, guys. Everybody there on Twitch, I see you. On YouTube, right here, I see you too. Thank you guys so much for jumping in tonight. Probably the final stream over the past 5 weeks. Like on week 1, I didn't know what I was doing. On week 2, I tried to have some structure by showing off some of the live skills and stuff. Week 3, I didn't know what I was doing in terms of how to structure the stream. I can't even remember what week 4 was because so much has happened. And now week 5 is just I'm leveling another Valkyrie. Oh, look at that. We got a bug there. There's an NPC that is... Oh, as soon as I got there, he got out of the ground. Oh, he disappeared again. Okay, so we've got a buggy NPC. This guy. He just fell to the ground. Yeah, but anyway, as I was saying, this has been one of the most unorganized leveling review streams that I've ever done because there's just so much to do. And I think this is the first MMO review I've done that I actually leveled multiple characters to a near GRM cap state, which is level 50. So that's incredible because usually with other MMOs, I just create one character and play that review character all the way to cap, and then that's my eyes into the world. With BDO, I've got 4 characters now, 3 of which are like 40 and almost to 50, and I've got obviously the 150-53. So yeah, I've seen different perspectives, different combats, different classes, and in some ways that kind of makes it better for me, but yeah, we'll see. Alright guys, I am out of here. Thank you guys so much for jumping in. Those of you in my part of the world, have a good night. Have a good Monday tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to it. I have a 2,000 word article to write, and it's about games that I don't even like playing, which is basically like website browser type games, which but I gotta start early because the deadline's at like noon. So I gotta force myself to sleep. Hey, those of you in the West, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I hope you guys had a good weekend, and all of you guys have a great week ahead. I will see you guys for some videos. I've got a discussion video coming out. I'm gonna work on a Guild Wars 2 review as well for episode 2, and then hopefully we'll see the video review. So that's it from me, folks. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, Adrian here, and I'll see you guys soon. Later, all.